Astronauts to the moon.
Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Speaker's Corner. And let's make sure everything is working well so far. Not so much. Let's see here. We're going to get this one up there first. I see some people already lining up. Welcome to the show. And we will get going here in a second. Let's get the sponsors out of the way. First, we've got THCshow.live. If you go there and click shop the merchandise, you can get one of these very awesome hats. LED hats. Mine says today, oh, you can't really see that well. Let's go like that instead. That's better. Sorry you have to look at me so close. NASA is that yellow in there? Ah, I didn't know it sparkles like that. Okay, didn't know that. Maybe I turned that on. Not really sure. But anyway, you can go to thcshow.live, then click shop the merchandise. It'll take you to the Etsy store. You can get one of these, and you can get 10% off if you use the code Jaron420. And he'll also put a logo on the back for you. So very cool. Let me bring us over here and make sure we're all ready to go. Got something a little bit different today, or not different. I guess it's more, let me see if we can do this real quick. Yeah, all right, that works. We got a phone number that will work as well. We'll do the StreamYard. Why is that up so high? Let's move it down here. That's probably better. So you guys can use 1-888-698-FLAT if you want to, but not yet, because I need to check something first. So we'll pull that off there for now. Then we've got a TrueSmacks. TrueSmacks.com also sponsors the show. Definitely check out her stuff there. Suzanne, she's awesome. And then we've also got JJSCBDrub.com. Head over there for JJ, and he's JJ Hempcrete Bear. So, all right, seems like people are lining up. I guess we are ready to go. And I will let you know when the phone lines are open, just so I can make sure I've got my side clean. It's my first time ever doing a call-in board where it'll actually accept multiple calls, and you guys they get screened and all that fun stuff. So let's see if we are ready to go. And then I'll bring some chat on the screen as well. Let's see who's up first. Oh, there was more people here. Now there's less. They don't want to be on now. All right, let's make sure we are on the right screen. And we got first, I don't see the person's name. Okay, you got, all right. So let me tell you one more time. When you click the StreamYard link, which is tinyurl.com/cornerism, you have to turn off the show on YouTube or Rokfin, wherever you might be. If you don't, then you're just going to get feedback and echoing because it's going to be behind that. So you need to turn off the other things and just leave this on, the StreamYard, and you will be able to join. Let's see if Sacred Knowledge can do it right. And he is here. Welcome. Sacred Knowledge, welcome to the show. It's going to piss me off here. You are muted, I think. Trying to see. Doesn't show as muted, but we're not getting any sound from you. No, I don't hear you. Nothing. You can hear me? No, I can't hear you. Not sure why. You keep talking, I can't hear you. No, getting closer doesn't help anything. No. We're gonna try and fix your mic. Let's go back to. Jeez, what's going on with that person's? Nope, you're on the wrong.
Hi.
Hello. Do you have the show on as well?
On YouTube. I have just on the StreamYard.
Wonder why there's an echo.
You have the echo? I don't have the echo.
I do, pretty bad one.
Oh.
And I've got echo cancellation on my settings. I don't know if you have that on yours.
I'm on my phone.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna let you talk. Do you want me to talk? That's unbearable. Go ahead. You're on.
All right. Well, it's a little scary for me because follow your channel for a while, so it almost feels I don't really belong here. But well, this is I'm surprised why world or the people at least are intelligent life forms are the way they are, and then what sees about life.
I'm gonna pause you. That's it's unbearable to listen to. If you want, I will go ahead and open the phone lines, and you want to just call in rather than that, because I don't know what's going on with that, but it is not fun for anyone. I don't want to put people through that, so let me get the phone lines open real quick. I just want to make sure I have this right. So yes, I want to do host the show. Yes. Start show. Yes. And we'll make sure this works. That's my call number, but I'm going to do this one. Ready?
Ready to connect.
Yes.
Click connect to show now.
Yes.
You are connected as the host.
Okay, I do believe...
Welcome, host.
Thank you very much.
You are now in the
Okay,
host
thank you.
room and can manage your
Thank you.
callers from the Collins
Thank
Studio
you.
web interface.
Okay, thank you. All right, so you can call in if you want. We'll try this at 888-698-FLAT. Once again, that's 888-698-FLAT. Try that phone number. Let's try Sacred Knowledge again. Sacred, are you there? We're having a good start tonight. Nobody's able to join the show. Sacred, does your mic work yet? MC Universe. Okay, so listen to my instructions real quick. Go down to the bottom of the screen where it says Settings. Click on that. And then you should click Audio on the left-hand side. And it'll say Mic at the top. And then next to it, there's a picture of a microphone with little green dots. Do you see the little green dots? They should be moving. If not, then you're on the wrong mic. You need to flip the mic to where you get, just so people can see what I'm talking about. So here's the back room. You'll see I've got my mic selected and I've got the green dots as I talk, which tells me that I might have the right mic selected. If I had the wrong mic selected, I wouldn't have any dots. So check yours, make sure you've got your dots correct. Oh, people couldn't see that, sorry. What? I can't hear you. You keep talking, but I can't hear you. Type what you want to say in the chat. Oh, you want to call me? Yeah, call the phone number. Yeah, call. I'll put the number on the screen. Okay. I'm going to dump you. Let's try this one more time. No, you got something terrible going on there. I don't know. You might need to put in headphones or something. It's echoing back. And when you were talking, it was echoing back you just right behind it. Good start, guys. Good start to the show. Fantastic. Let's see here if we can get anybody to actually call in. Oh, we've got our first caller. Nice. Let's try and take our first caller. We've got Garth out of Seattle, I believe. Garth, are you there?
Yeah, I am, Jaron. How are you?
Nice. This is dope. I like this.
Okay, this is super dope. I just got the notification. I was like cleaning my garage. I saw you were going live. It said Speaker's Corner, and I was like, I have to tell you what happened to me today.
Okay, I'm ready.
So check this out. Anyway, I'm 2018 watching Owen Benjamin every single day, watching, everybody go, oh gosh, this guy Eric Dubé must be crazy. And then, 3 weeks later, we're all questioning everything. 2 months later, here I am. Now it's been 4 years, but obviously my whole life is completely different. I basically try to flat smack every single person I talk to.
Nice.
And
how's that going?
For the first year and a half, it was hell. It was just like, are you crazy? Are you stupid? Then trying to get past weird little things. And what it is, it's a flow of conversation that if you bring people right to the end and say, hey, did you know that the word logos means truth? And the Illuminati, if they're real, then they have to put their truth in their logos. And, if there was two companies that ran the world, maybe they'd be called the United Nations and the World Health Organization. That's weird. If their logos was a flat earth map, that would be weird. And then if in the North Pole there was a giant black rock surrounded by a vanguard, that would be weird if the biggest companies in the world were called BlackRock and Vanguard. Wouldn't that be weird? And they're like, yeah. And then I'm like, the latitude lines get bigger and bigger and bigger, but they never get smaller. Isn't that weird? And then they're like, what? And then so basically I talked to a guy today and I said, well, what do you do for a living? I don't want to expose what he does, but let's just say he's the superintendent of the public schools of a large city. Okay. And I said to him, well, what if you found out that you were teaching something to kids that was not only harmful to them, but was literally a satanic doctrine? I was like, would you even try to do anything about it? He's like, oh, my whole curriculum's about I change my curriculum all the time to make it right. I'm like, yeah, but you wouldn't change the world, right? And he's like, well, and then I hit him with all these, basically gave him the 15 shotgun in the face, flat smack arguments, Suez Canal's 100 miles long, compasses. The Illuminati symbol is a compass and square. It's because of navigation from the stars. Everything's about the stars. Everything's about the North Pole star. And he's like, oh, and he goes, this is very interesting. I was like, would you like me to send you a documentary that will blow your mind? And he's like, no, I'm going to do my own research. And I said, well, just look up one word, DITRH. And from there on out, you can get the app and you can become a Blue Dot 2 and blah, blah, blah. But I'm basically Repair Bear. I take out little dents out of cars. So I repair dents. And, I have my own stupid YouTube channel with that. Don't ever talk about it on that channel because obviously what's going to happen, you just get shadow banned or something. But my stupid channel is about dents and it's called PDR, but I just take out little tiny dings out of cars. Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting there, basically doing nothing. If I make a little dent, do a little thing and make a little money. But basically 4 years ago, I'm sitting there being a person of this world, right? It's not, money is not the root of all evil, but the love of money is. And I knew God existed, but I never really knew how close he was, literally 72 miles up.
Right.
And so when my whole life changed and I'm watching Owen, we both basically quit drinking at the same time. And then he's like, get God, get a baby, or shut your fucking mouth. And so I'm like, okay. And my wife and I kind of talked about it for 2 years, tried, had miscarriages, didn't really happen. And now she's upstairs feeding our 51-day-old baby girl.
Nice. Congratulations.
Dude, God is real. I'm 50 years old and I changed 2 diapers today. I am loving life.
Nice.
It's never been better. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Once you know where you live and what you're on, what you're in, once we know where we live and where we are and who made us and who has control over our soul, which is nobody unless you give them that power, then everything changes. All of your decisions are based on a solid foundation. Mm-hmm. And most people in this world are spinning out of control in space, and God bless them, but it talks about that in that book. It says, in the end times, that most of them are going to just be deceived.
Right.
So, can we save the world? Hey, we already did, bro. You saved me.
Yeah, we got at least we saved some, right?
Owen Benjamin, Eric Dubay, Mark Sargent, all the people, all you rock stars saved me. And just to say, hey, now I'm one of them. Anybody ever talks about Repair Bear and Sammy Lee in the community, they know us, all the same people you all know, the Jacob Israel, the Marfugel News, all the good people that try to, well, Marf's kind of spacey, but, a lot of people that try to tell the truth and usually get banned for it.
Yeah.
And so I found you about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, and I was like, oh, shit, I'm going to watch every single thing he makes. So I did. And now I just, I love you. I love your whole attitude. It's like, yeah, you don't really care if I love you or not, but I appreciate you. That's worth more,
I know
your attitude, and you don't want a fanboy. You know what I'm saying?
No,
you
but
want
it's
somebody
still,
that appreciates you.
It's still nice. I mean, yesterday somebody told me after one of my shows, like, just saying that they really enjoyed it, and I don't get that enough, so it was like nice to hear. It's not the goal. The goal isn't do shows for other people. I just want to do it for myself, and then hopefully people like it. So when people do, it's nice to hear.
Well, hopefully that was me,
Maybe.
And it's like, I don't know. I was the guy that drunkenly got banned. I'm Repair Bear too. You know what I mean? I got drunkenly banned for calling Owen during stream on his cell phone. And he's like, how in the hell would somebody get my... Oh. And then I think back to it and I'm like, I don't even know how I got his number. I was like blackout when I was researching. I'll do a lot of research and then come up the next day and go, oh, I found out the answer to that. Never even know how I found it. Find some video or something.
Right.
Oh, but anyway, I wanted to tell you really one trippy thing that I've been wanting to tell Dave.
Okay.
And I can't seem to get across to him. In the sun fade out video, this is the freakiest thing you're ever going to see. Go to the very last frame of fade, and it almost looks like an exact yin-yang symbol. The very last fade almost looks like a yin-yang.
I will have to check it out. That's the one on his channel, you mean? on Dave's
Well,
channel.
yeah,
right?
the 4 minute and 54-second sun fade out video from 50 feet up with his drone, his most famous one, his first one.
Right.
And I like watching it fade out in slow mo. The very last frame looks like a frame of yin yang, not non-photoshopped. You know what I mean? God shopped. Like, whoa, just the trippiest thing ever.
Very cool.
So, that's the oldest symbol ever. But I don't know. I saw that. And then I also tell people, hey, I don't know if you believe the Bible or not, but it tells us that the sea of glass above us is made of sapphire. And then you look up and go, that's that color.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That exact color. So, hey, I mean, all that did for me, all you did for me was basically secure the proof of the creator,
Good.
secure that this is a test. All we have is 100 years for this test, and heaven is high and hell is low. That's where the two words high and hello come from. I also talk about etymology. Universe is the one spoken word. Once you know what all these words come from, you're like, oh, you like mind control? And they're like, what? Oh, you like government. You like mind control. And they're like, oh, I never thought about it like that. And we're like, well, think about it. And I like looking people right in the face and saying, yeah, I'm sure you haven't thought about this because most people don't think. But I'm not trying to hurt your brain. But just think about it. If you're standing at the equator and you're going 1,037 miles an hour, let alone how do you talk to your friend that's next to you? But how fast are you spinning at Nome, Alaska? And they're like, I never thought about that. Well, probably about 150 if you did the math, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you gain that sideways out, momentum as you're flying south? I just throw things at people. And if they come back with that wall of, I stood on the moon, brother, I still think we went to the moon. And I'm just like, oh, boomer, turn and run.
Yeah, those are
Don't
not the
even
people you
help.
want to be talking to.
But a lot of people, I literally flat smacked a 62-year-old male lady in about 2 minutes flat, just by throwing things at her, just by going, that if they had a continent in the North Pole called Valhalla, and it was the land of the ice and snow where the midnight sun and the hot springs flow, then the Zeppelin in 1928 would have seen it. So what's the best band in the world? Led Zeppelin. They put the lead in the Zeppelins. They made us Rolling Stones. The Wheel in the Sky Keeps on Turning. That's that's a Journey album with a giant beetle on the front. So why all the Beatles? What's everything about Beatles? Well, in 1917, Viktor Grevenikov figured out levitation with a beetle's wing. So if in 1917 we had levitation, and in 1928 the Graf Zeppelin flew over the North Pole, which was the last, published flight of a Zeppelin ever.
Right.
And then we have instantly all the books change, instantly all the maps change, instantly it goes to a globe. That's when it was. It was right in 1928. And then they sing about it in a song called Immigrant Song from Led Zeppelin. If you pull up the lyrics to that song, you'll freak. It says, literally, we come from Valhalla. We are your overlords, the land of the ice and snow with the midnight sun and the hot springs flow. When I tell people that and I say midnight sun literally means that we're not moving. You can't have a midnight sun, 24-hour sun with a ball in space. You just can't, because the whole other side of the earth would be dark. And that would be like the purge every year on June 21st.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody south of the equator would be dark. It's not, obviously. So, duh. And learning the whole model and learning how it works and knowing how the seasons work and knowing how magnetics work has a better foundation in life. It sets you free.
I think so too.
Yes, we are not slaves anymore.
I feel better
You know
about
what I
it.
mean?
Yeah. Hey, I got to let you go because I'm really trying to stick to 2 minutes, and that was a lot longer. But you were the first call.
Sorry,
so
I talked too long.
No problem. Not too long. All right. Take it easy. Bye.
Take care, man. Bye.
Okay, so we're going to head back over to StreamYard and see if we can fix some of these. And I got to check one thing. I don't know how to use these call boards. Do I have to drop him? Oh, it drops automatically. Okay, cool. Other guys, I'll be there momentarily. All right, let's try one more time here. I don't know if this guy's figured it out yet. Oh, I don't hear an echo.
I got the headphones going.
Yeah, something's like your connection's not really that good, though. Talk now.
It is. Hi.
Okay, yeah.
My name is Jeremiah.
Every time you touch your microphone, it's really bad, so just don't touch it. And
Don't touch it. Touch it.
You're good.
Okay. Yeah?
I think so. We'll start your 2 minutes and see how far you get this time.
All right. Let's see how this
You can't
goes.
even turn. Don't even turn. Because it really
Turning.
No, don't. It messes up your mic. I'm telling you. Okay, go ahead. We're ready.
Okay. All right. Let me know when I turn to my
You're good. You're go.
Well, I found out about flat Earth 7 years ago, I think, and it really blew my mind because I was a fan of space and so much the moon landing, but black holes, stars far away, and how miraculous everything is. But then flat Earth came around the corner, and my ex showed me a video. Yours. And I just want to know the truth. So I had to look at this really seriously, and I got convinced because especially because of this on water on the sea. It I mean, how can you get around? You
Right.
cannot. I mean, the water is linear, is a linear. Dutch, every word in English. It's 100% proof for me. So I started out and okay, I thought I was crazy, and I still am. But I look at the picture ourselves. I mean, 9 months we were born. We were microscopic. Two microscopical. Super. I don't know which builds eventually not only humans, it's even bug that's around has the same technology, so to say, in them. They mate if they give the seed to the female, and another mate, or and bees and flowers.
Okay, I'm going to let you go. Hey, make sure when you go back and listen to the show and listen how bad your mic was so that you know.
Really?
Yeah, it's really bad. People are probably throwing rocks at their screen, breaking their monitors as we speak.
No.
Next time we'll be a little bit better. All right, got to drop them. Sorry if I feel like if you think I'm being rude, I'm really not. Brian, leaky flat earth tests in the house. Welcome. Let's hope you have a decent connection here.
Yeah, I muted.
There we go.
I muted YouTube. Can you hear me good?
Yes.
Okay. First off, man, last week's show, Speaker's Corner, was a great one.
Thank you.
We appreciate everything you do. And since I'm on limited time, I had a couple things I wanted to get out.
Okay.
Corey Kell, man, I got it right off the bat. It took me about half an hour just studying his information. You know, it takes some looking into to understand it, and I help some other people understand it. But it led me to a lot of other things, like, and you pointed out how east and west on Google Earth are, they're veering toward the equator. So I started thinking about his proofs and your demonstrations of Google Earth, and I got to thinking the way they show parallel lines on equinox, they show the light coming in parallel. So I went to the beach. One of the first things when I heard about flat Earth, I went down to the beach and pulled string lines, compass east and due east. And sure enough, when the sun came up, it split the line that I pulled due east. So they're right, at least in my area, the sun does rise due east. And so I drew that out on Google Earth, and it put me about 6,000 miles right there off the coast of Africa. So then I went to an equal longitude south of the equator and did the same thing, and it wound up in the same spot. So if you're at the equator on equinox, and we're all supposed to be looking parallel to a sun, it works on a cylinder, but every line converges toward the equator. So the reason I picked due east is because that on Google Earth is a great circle, so they can't twist it. You know how they try and twist the ground and all that. It's a straight line. It's your line of sight from that orientation, looking straight. So if you're gonna go towards the sun,
go ahead.
Can I finish?
Yep.
All right. So if you're gonna head toward the sun from 30 north, you're gonna get higher off the ground, but you're gonna inevitably cross that spot over the coast of Africa. There's no getting around it.
Correct.
If you draw a tangent line into space. So I drew them all out. I just had a debate on Modern Day Debates Saturday against Mr. Sensible. Anybody who wants to check that out. And I brought that up. And I said the light can't be parallel. It's got to be local. And I brought up a lot of other evidences of what proves to me that the light is local. And I wanted to point that out, man. So I thank you for kind of helping put me on it. So we all put our ideas together, and that's how we do this. So anybody who wants to see some of my work, some of my other ideas, disproving the globe, not necessarily proving the flat Earth, but shitting on the globe, is go to Flat Earth Test. And I do appreciate the platform to speak there, Jaron.
So I was confused though when you said, what did you say about a great circle? So east and west are not great circles. East and west.
Well, due east is a great circle. Due east is 90 degrees from north.
Okay. So then you would come back around. Okay, got you.
So they can't distort it. In other words, they try and distort your view. Right. But if you draw your line of sight on a globe, the only way that works is if we all keep the same orientation as if we do at the equator. They try to bend you over backwards and give you the same orientation.
Right.
But it doesn't work over the quarter of a globe. It doesn't work. There's still it winds up intersecting a few thousand miles out past the equator, past Africa, but it still intersects. There's no getting around it.
Yep. Okay, great. I appreciate the call. Nice talking to you again. All right, let's go to, we got a bunch of people lined up. How about Aaron? Aaron, welcome to the show. We'll get to the phone lines next.
Hey, am I coming in?
You're coming in great. Your time has started. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, cool. So I just wanted to talk about real quick, Ryan Zim, the guy who tried to hike up to the North Pole.
Yeah.
He just posted a video a few weeks ago. It's called like horizontal refraction.
Okay.
Basically, he brings up an interesting point that I don't hear a lot of people talking about, and that's that flat earthers and globe believers both believe that when they're like super high altitude looking down at the Earth, that they're seeing the Earth without atmospheric refraction happening. And
okay.
So there's that guy who went up in that balloon, Howard Stern. Is that the guy who went up in the balloon, the first satellite? Is that his name?
No,
am I getting that wrong?
Howard Stern. Which guy? The guy that went, the magician, David Blaine.
The guy who went into the satellite, like a high altitude balloon, and he had this little porthole. He was one of the first guys to go up.
Way back when? You mean?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, got you. The guy who said it looked like a upturned edges.
Yeah. So
can't think of his name right now. But
well,
Ryan, in a second.
Yeah. So Ryan does in his videos,
right? Picard.
Like the yeah. Picard.
Okay.
That's right. Star Trek. Anyway, the guy. So Ryan Zim gives the math for how if you are up at that high altitude and you're looking down through multiple layers of density in the atmosphere, that it would create curvature when looking down, but upturned edges when looking above the horizon, like above a 45, basically. So, like those people who do go up super high at super high altitudes,
right?
They probably are actually seeing curvature when looking down.
I see.
You don't necessarily need to have like a fisheye lens to get the curvature happening.
Well, that, and then also we can only see in a straight line, and it's our radius, right? So yeah, picture a hula hoop,
and the porthole of our eye is circular, and that sort of curves everything.
A hula hoop, obviously, if we're looking and seeing equal different distance in every direction, you would only see a circle. It's the only thing possible, right? You can't just see a flat line forever, and it's not how our eyes work. It's going to peel back just because we can't see further directionally than we can straight ahead. It's going to be the same distance no matter where you look, right? So, but I see what you're saying about looking down. I got to think about it, but looking down, would that cause downward refraction or upward? I'm not really sure.
He lays out all the math in his video and writes it out. Highly suggest looking into it. It's just called horizontal refraction.
I will check it out.
And the point of it is, to me, is like you could take these astronauts, take them just super high altitude. They would see curvature, or if the ISS really is like high altitude, they have the cameras pointed below 45, or just below the horizon at all, and you would see curvature all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially if it's not rotating. So, and that's without a fisheye lens.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. I just think there's,
something there.
It sort of hurts our case when we're calling out everyone as liars when maybe they actually are seeing curvature. It's just, trick of the eye.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to think that anybody going up in the Richard Branson thing or the Blue Origin, now I don't know if they're really going up, but if they are and they're seeing curve, I think it has to do with just the windows, helmets. I mean, I've seen a video, I've shown it before, where this guy, a newspaper reporter or something, is getting into a astronaut suit and the cameraman's behind him. And as he steps in, you can see out the front glass of the helmet and everything in the room is curved. Everything's brought back. It's like, okay, well, there's your, doesn't surprise me then if astronauts saw a curve. So, all right. I appreciate the call. I'm going to go to the next person. Thank you so much. We were going to get rid of Aaron. That was fun. Oh, I didn't ask him to come up with or to say where we could find him. Let me check the phone line, see what we got here. All right, let's try Kevin Flattered. Kevin, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Hi, Jaron.
How are you?
I'm really good. It's a wonderful day right now.
Awesome.
The only thing I wanted to add probably is pretty obvious. A lot of people probably saw it. If you take your Google Earth and look at the South Pole, keep zooming in, it looks like the computer slices and dices all the data. It doesn't look like anything real other than a computer failure.
True.
Have you done that?
Yeah, I mean, it's completely a nightmare. I mean, they don't even have a picture of the South Pole from space, supposedly. I mean, not that we've ever seen. They don't even try and fake it.
The one thing that, for me, made it really obvious that the data has been manipulated a lot.
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, it's a complete and total fabrication. I mean, so, of course, it's been manipulated. But if it is the outer edge and then they need to put it together as a round continent, you're going to have that. It's just going to be choppy, pieced together. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like it's almost like squares have been placed there. Little fake
like
areas.
wrapping, like Christmas wrapping a basketball.
Yes.
Starting at the North Pole. By the time you hit the other end of the thing, it slices and pieces and pizza cuts to close the gaps.
Right.
Yeah. Other people have seen it. Enjoyed your show forever.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Been listening for a while?
Yeah. I started in 2015. I don't think you were doing shows in 15 already.
I was doing videos in 15.
I got flat smacked while I was working my job like everybody else, and it soaked in, and I didn't talk about it a lot, and when I did, it wasn't received well. And to this day, I sometimes just give up on some people. You can show them the most obvious things, and they'll go, but. They're just never going to take the truth.
No, you got to be looking for it. That's what people, I don't think, see.
Or open to it.
Yep. And not a lot of people are. A lot of people and I don't know how they did it so well, but they've really cucked a lot of people into wanting to be told what to do, wanting to be led, wanting to be told what vaccines to get and what not to get and where to get tested and what time and all that. So.
And all of that, I couldn't believe people started running around wearing dust masks. I'm standing out here right now cutting planks. I'm building something in Colorado. I wear a dust mask when I cut wood or something, but that's not for a virus. That's not going to help anybody. I couldn't believe the population of people went along and did all that.
No, I was just
like it's going to do something.
Might have been a test.
A visual aid.
Might have been a test, and we failed miserably. Well, I think the real reason for it was because this way, when you left your house, you were always reminded constantly of what's going on.
Yeah.
Right? There's no way you could.
It's a visual aid, so you can see everybody else fell for it too.
Yeah. And a lot of people just
what it felt like.
They follow. I mean, have you seen those videos they show where it'll be a waiting room, and then when a bell goes off, everybody in the room will stand, and then everybody will sit.
Yeah, you showed some of that stuff.
There's one person that's
I think it was you.
Yeah, and they're not in on it, and they just stand with everybody.
Go along with it.
Yeah, just go along. So it's kind of
this whole thing.
Good.
And that whole bit for me wraps into somebody's really making this bullshit up. Somebody at the top, or whoever your top is, somebody's really weird too. They're kind of psychotic, and they make up the weird
Not kind of. That's their MO.
It's insane, yeah. And that I'll close with this because I don't want to waste your show or all of your show. I had a lot of comments come up about that I read where people go, atheists are the worst ones. They get the most excited and pissed off when you tell them the earth could be flat.
Well, and that's why I don't know if
Pisses them
people
off,
realize
right?
enough that people like Craig from Fight the Flat Earth and Simon Dan and any of these guys that are staunch atheists, we have to recognize that there is nothing that you could possibly say that's going to make them go, oh, you're right, the earth is flat. They have every intention.
They'll get rage out.
Yeah. Oh, no, they have every intention of making sure that no matter what happens, that there is no God ever brought into the equation, probably because they've cursed him or done something terrible. So we shouldn't expect, that's why would you debate those guys? They Fight the Fat Shirt keeps having these debates and these flat earthers keep going on there. Maybe they're helping a little bit with the people listening, but the only people watching that show are little boys. So I don't know if you're really getting very far.
I agree with your other previous caller. I also agree that since I kind of realized this is really the earth I'm on and everything, it just made me more calm or peaceful.
Yeah.
More collected or more organized in my time, my thoughts, and what I do with myself and my time here.
It's funny because I feel more
I'm not
comfortable
so scrambling, running around loose-headed,
Right. I feel more comfortable not knowing some of the things that we don't know now than before when I knew them because I was told them, but they never really matched my reality,
Yep.
So, all right. Well, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Glad that the phone lines are working.
Take care, Jaren.
All right, we're going to try one more phone call real quick since I do get charged money for this. That's a little bit more money. Why doesn't it drop you? Drop. Drop call. Weird. All right, how about Cameron Quinn? Oops, I don't know if you want me to say your last name. You didn't have to say it.
Hey, I'm here.
What's up, Cameron?
There could be other Cameron Quinns.
Okay, good.
Anyway, so
what's your address?
I'm going to do an abrupt change of subject, if that's okay.
That's the point of the show. Go ahead.
Sweet. Okay. I'm a cashier, and I deal with a lot of people, and I'm also a musician. So I've been kind of breaking down communication to a science almost.
Okay.
So I've been writing a little bit of poetry, and I've noticed that syllables make a huge impact on whether or not someone's listening to me, right?
Okay.
So I noticed that if I only say 2 syllables, it leaves it incomplete. So where someone wants to interrupt me or continue talking, right? So it goes back to like Morse code, right? Or like binary. If you say one thing, like an odd thing, you're done. But if you say an even thing, the person thinks that they get to talk again, sort of.
Give me an example.
So, if I say hi, you say
hello,
right? So you made it 3, right? So started odd, you added 2 more to make it odd still.
Okay.
Right? So I've kind of taken this concept, and like I never wrote poetry before, but I kind of started to, I got a little stressed at one point, right? And I started writing, and I'm like, okay, let me start odd and see if I can end odd, right? So I wrote a little poem. I'll just read it real quick. And I started in 5, okay? So it works itself out. That's 5 syllables. And so I'm wondering, how do these musicians get out of their stress, right? It seems like every song starts with a problem and usually ends with a solution. So singing the blues is complaining in tune. These problems can be fun, so whistle as they come. A solution comes to those who ask. Time and grief won't be brief, and it can happen suddenly. Know the details of the stress. Make the next right move. It works itself out. So I was a little bit obsessed with grammar as a child, and I noticed that everybody else wasn't. And so everybody else was breaking rules with grammar and kind of walking all over me, sort of like I kept getting interrupted because I was trying to follow the rules. And so I've been breaking the rules of grammar using slang, and I'm able to adapt my speaking style to match anybody's. It's kind of an interesting thing. And it's helped with communication with my family. It's helped with the angry customers that I get to deal with at work. And it's almost like when someone's mad at me, I can absorb their anger and by showing them that I understand that they're mad. And then I let them talk to me long enough so I can figure out why they're mad.
Yes.
And then I'm just like, oh, okay, well, I'm mad too, because what you're mad about is something that's justifiably mad or justifiably, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they teach that usually in management school, right? I mean, when I was a store manager, they teach us to, so I forgot the acronym for it or whatever, but it was like stop, listen, empathy, repeat, or no, stop, listen, repeat, empathy, and then, some sort of conclusion. So basically somebody's mouthing off, they're real upset. You just stop, you listen. Then when they're done, you repeat their problem. Okay, so I understand you have a problem because my cashier called you an ugly asshole. And that's, and then you emphasize, I know how that feels. If somebody called me an ugly asshole, I would have a problem with it too. And then you finish it off with some conclusion. And usually when you handle interactions like that, the person stops being angry at you.
Right. So I've applied this to my personal life.
Mm-hmm.
Communication with my daughter. I've got an 11-year-old. She, she'll get upset out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just like, I can kind of vibe with her now. It's almost like the training at my job has allowed me to be able to communicate everywhere else. So it's neat. I just felt like I should pass that along.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not much more to it. I appreciate all you do, Jaron.
Thanks, partner. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Later.
Appreciate it.
All right, we're going to go with Lowry in the house. Lowry, how are you?
What's up, buddy?
Whoops, I got to get rid of this off the screen. There we go. Now you filled in the little box. All right, my friend.
I'm not going to talk about much. I was just calling. You know what? No one ever asks, how are you?
Thank you. Wow, that's really nice. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. I was a little sick for a day, but then my immune system did what they do and repaired that shit. So back to feeling good. I was out in the backyard last week out in the 102-degree heat trying to deal with pool. So obviously maybe that was something out there.
Oh, dude, it's brutal. It's brutal in New York City. It was like
so hot.
I mean, but I always remember this from former summers, but we just forget because they're like, yeah, it's summer. This is when it's supposed to be hot. You got a bunch of people just like rambling and talking about, well, it's just weather is hot and like all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, it's just hot. This is what happened last year. You just forgot.
It's called summer.
And now it's called summer. It happens. It's a cycle.
Well, somebody was asking me like, isn't it hotter this year than ever? I'm like, no, it's the same. It's the same.
You just forgot.
Yeah.
You just forgot.
Or you're watching the news where the news like has to draw like flames on different states and stuff like people are going to die or something. It's just ridiculous.
I know. I was like, actually, I tipped my toes in the mainstream news today. I never look at it anymore because I'm just, you know why.
I do. Yeah. I mean, I stopped for a while and now I do occasionally check it out in the mornings just because it gives me a good idea of what the mainstream or what the normies are thinking.
It's fascinating. It's gotten so ridiculous. And you're just
it's over the top.
Wow, this is like, it's great theater, and I actually kind of enjoy it because I get a good laugh out of it.
Yeah, it's a good laugh, and it's over the top to the point where if people don't wake up from that, then they never will.
They never will.
Mm-mm.
They never will. I mean, well, for whatever reason, I have, the smartphone thing does what, like, I think the smartphone's actually, sending me anti, flat Earth stuff constantly now because I just see it. It just pops up. It's like, look, here's a solar storm. Look, here's this. There's an asteroid. It just keeps going and going and going.
Right.
And it makes me giggle, and I kind of actually enjoy it, and I actually get some good stuff out of it. But mostly, I just wanted to check in and see how you're doing.
I'm doing fantastic, thank you. No complaints other than I got to figure out why. Oh, I guess I can't ever figure that out. The phone seems to be working well, so that'd be nice to use that. This StreamYard is a little bit funky. Sometimes people can't figure out the audio and things like that.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky. I will leave my time to somebody else.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Cheers, bye.
Take
Bye.
it easy. All right, whoops. Let's try you again. Hello? Sacred Knowledge, you're on.
Can you hear me this time?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I was going to try the headphones, but that might be like the other guys. So anyway, sorry about that. I couldn't figure it out. I thought I was being censored again. I'm highly censored. Like I'm totally like my Facebook. I'm shadow banned and all that because the stuff I post, you know. But anyway, how you doing? I just wanted to. Last time, you know, I talked a little bit about the melted buildings, but your channel's dope because you talk about a lot of things that a lot of flat Earth channels they won't. You know, they're not. I don't know why they can't or they won't. So, like, I just wanted to give you an opportunity. I wanted to talk to you about certain subjects, like if you want to ask me anything, because I've studied a lot about the ancient. I studied under the real lineage of yogic masters. I studied the yoga. I've studied the Bible. I've read that extensively. So I have a lot of knowledge that people don't have. So, you know, and I could see people struggling with all this and the division that the religion causes. It shouldn't be there, but there's some doctrines that have been altered and it causes division instead of what it's supposed to be. So I'd love to discuss that kind of stuff with you if you'd like to. Or the God of this world, the demiurge, as opposed to the Most High. Things like that I'd like to talk about.
Okay, the thing is, I get a little echo on your line, so that's why I'm not talking much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a little bit. I can hear myself back.
Shoot.
But it's all right. Usually headphones will take care of that. But we only got 40 seconds left anyway. So you just have a lot of knowledge in the areas of, you said Bible knowledge. What else?
Yeah, guys. We're one of the lineages of the masters of yogic knowledge. So, like, I've studied the other books where people don't understand where these spiritual books come from. They come from a whole body of work, like the Vedas and the Upanishads and all the Bible and all that comes from. It originates from something more ancient, but it's been kind of like it's been altered a little bit, but the basics is still there. It just sucks that they're really against like the reincarnation and the yoga and the meditation, which are just like prayer is like the beginning of where meditation comes from. But there's been this division thing, this divide and conquer thing is in everything now. So even in religions, you'll see like, so the Christians, they feel like those other religions, the Eastern stuff is like evil or demonic, and they have all these wrong misconceptions about it. They don't understand that that's where their religion comes from. There wouldn't be Christianity if there hadn't been the ancient traditions first. And that yogic traditions comes from the ancient world. It's like the only thing left over from the ancient world before the destruction, before the fall. So I can also tell you the right interpretation of the book of Genesis too, because I know what it really means. It's not the book of the beginning. It's the book of the end of the old civilization and the beginning of this civilization. That's what it is.
Gotcha. So tell people where they can find you.
Well, okay. My Facebook is really highly shadow banned, but I think you can still see my post. But my name, I go under MC Universe. I'm actually an artist. I'm a hip hop artist, MC Universe, or Rudy Bravo. RUDDY BRAVO is my name on Facebook. Rudy Bravo. But I want you to study Tartarian Meltdown, the YouTube channel, to understand about the melted buildings. It's such an important subject. Tartarian Meltdown is a YouTube channel to understand what the melted buildings are. It's a very important subject. It's going to let us know what we really are when people wake up to the civilization that we once had before even Tartaria. This is more advanced than Tartaria stuff.
And
when you get to the melted buildings.
My recommendation to you and anybody else that feels like they are heavily banned is to get on Telegram. Telegram, you can start your own channel. They don't ban anything, so you can say whatever you want, get people to follow you, and then you can even grow your audience from there. And at least you're not being shadow banned, and you can't, nobody's complaining about that. But I appreciate you calling in. We're gonna dump you, and we're gonna go back to the phones. I just want to get this. Who do we got here next? Who's O and I am talk to me, other things such as the evening, and also use B. All right, let's go to this person. Obviously, the call screening did not do a good job of screening your call.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good.
How are you?
Very good.
I'm back from the last episode.
All right, welcome back.
Yeah. So it's nice to be here. I feel very nervous again, but yeah, I've.
Can you talk a little bit? Can you talk a little bit? Just talk a little bit quieter because your thing's breaking up. I don't know why everybody's sound is so off. It's not me. I promise.
I get these new headsets. They're a pain in the butt.
Okay, go ahead.
Literally, my ears are because I don't know. But it's good to be here. I've been waiting for you to do another episode, and so I like now that you did the phone thing to where you can call. I've been trying to find more of these ever since I found you, but I couldn't find it again. So I was like, wow, I like this guy. There's like tons of people who voice their opinions about things now, and it inspires me to see these things that people have done. And the last one really inspired me very much. So shout out to him. Also, what's going on? Hello? Are you there?
I'm here.
Hello?
I'm here.
I was like, dude, this man is like, what? I was like, where are you? Anyways, I'm just happy to find a channel that I can voice my own opinions about, and so yeah, it's pretty nice to have this opportunity. So about that Bible thing, like I'm a Christian, and like it really, really inspired me from what he said because it felt realistic. It was real, and it had an opportunity with it. Also that.
All right, I gotta drop you. I'm sorry. I hate to drop you, but if it's unbearable for me, it's got to be unbearable for other people. I just can't. There's a popping going on, and it can't be my computer. It's got to be your phone or something. Let's try. Wait, what? Sacred Knowledge, weren't you just on? No, I can't call right back in. How about Party Poet? Welcome to the show.
Hi, Jaron. I was just hoping that you could mention to Karen B that I'm not a troll. The same with Noble Bob, kind of messing up there. But as far as the 1099A, I found out that some folks go to jail because of the fact that you get unlimited booze, unlimited weed. You mix the two together and then you forget to file your paperwork. And that's one of the reasons why folks are going to jail on this. So if you can keep your discipline while people are feeding you unlimited booze and weed, which may be hard for some, I guess. It ain't hard for me. But if you could sort of help plug that away or look into it more to the point where you're actually talking about it, that would be appreciated.
Yeah, like I said, it's going to take me a lot of research before I feel comfortable talking about something that could get people in jail, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
They're offering you free stuff and they hate you if you try it. So that's about it.
Yes, that doesn't. And they probably want to trap people if that is actually possible. Then I'm sure there's traps along the way.
Yeah, there is, and they all basically get covered as long as they're feeding you unlimited drugs. Basically, as long as they're legal, you can get an account and basically start getting fed. And the person who set it up for you is also feeding you drugs, I guess. So if you can basically keep up the paperwork while you're stoned out of your mind, this is great. Plus, on top of that, I was kind of hoping if we could set up a vote system where people don't have to go to work if they're being forced in ways. I don't know if this is still on YouScrew. So basically, I also have on my channel how you can turn 95% from something which is less than 1%. We're not going to, and still call it safe and effective.
Can you tell people where to find you?
On UGEtube.com, and my channel is Party Poet 66, and I got a couple of videos, not a lot, but mainly I talk about the 1099A, and I talk about the fact that heaven is down, and they're lying to you about it. If people are asking why the lie and why spend all the money, the catch is that they want you to go in the opposite direction when you drop dead, so that Satanists get the brownie point.
Okay, great. Thanks. Appreciate the call. Let's go with Luke Gregorian Calendar. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
Can you hear me?
Can hear you great. You're the first caller. It's perfect.
I was wondering if you had done any work looking into the Ethiopian Ethiopian calendar, the Julian calendar, why we're using the calendar we're using now. I think it's the Gregorian.
Mm-hmm.
Leap year is supposedly because it takes 365.25 days to orbit the sun.
Correct. That's what they say. Now, to me, it seems that the sign of creation or the sign of intelligent design is the fact that our human calendar can never be correct. So we've tried it year after year, from ages, that they can't get a calendar that matches what goes on in reality, which is pretty incredible to think about. Everything that they try and do is to put it to math, to put it to paper, but they can't do it unless they do things like add a leap year every 4 years, but not on years that end in 00 and not on the 1000, 2000, 3000. It's a really weird system that they have to keep in order to keep up with the sky clock, which is perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I just started thinking about it the other night. I was trying to think in my head of a calendar that worked. And then I started looking into different calendars, and
it
the
seems
Ethiopian
like the calendar.
Sorry,
the calendar that works well is the 13 moon calendar, which would be 13 months of 27 days or whatever.
Yeah, there was apparently a turtle's shell has like 13 big squares and 28 small squares going around it.
I've seen that.
I don't know. I thought that was pretty interesting. And I used to have literally hundreds of your videos saved before they took your channel down, and I wasn't sure if you had covered any of that stuff. I've been looking all over YouTube trying to find stuff about old calendars and
no, I haven't.
Sorry,
I haven't covered that really, but I do want to. In fact, I have like most of a documentary written, or maybe it's a movie, whatever you want to call it, just called Year Zero, because I'm a staunch believer that that's all faked. That there is no, AD and BC. Basically, we probably started around 0. And then they assigned things before that. It's just no way the story that we're told is true, that we got to a certain point and then we went back in time and changed it. Think of all the history that had been written, everything that had been done, to just say, oh, we're going to go back in time and change the dates. People would have been livid. Like, what do you mean? We can't change the dates. We've already written books and all these histories, but they just make it seem like it wasn't a big deal. Oh, we just changed the date. We went back and said Jesus' birthday is 0. Then everything after that and everything before. It's just, and you can't even go read the books to see what they called the dates because they've been changed. So now the book says the current date.
Another interesting thing I'm sure you've heard is I think it's the Mayan calendar. It's supposed to be like 2012 was supposed to be like enlightenment, when enlightenment comes. And then if 2012 is actually 2020 on our calendar. And if you look at how information is being passed around through the internet, as crazy as things are, people are starting to wake up to flat Earth and all kinds of stuff.
I'm hoping
it does
seems
kind
like
of line up.
It seems like it's been good recently, at least. I don't know
Yeah.
why. Maybe it's because I'm also on TikTok now, and I think I've followed enough flat Earth people that everything coming through me through TikTok is flat Earth stuff. So it's kind of it makes it feel like there's a lot of people on there talking flat Earth. I'm just not sure if that's the case. I think most people are on there watching girls shake their ass. So
yeah.
So can't blame them. But all right. Well, thanks. Appreciate the call.
All right. See ya.
Take it easy. All right. We're going to remove him. Let's go to the phone lines since we've got some phone calls here. And I want to make sure I have a phone on there. Yes. All right. Let's go to the phone board. We've got Fran from Nevada. Fran, welcome to
Hello.
today's show.
Hello. Thank you. How are you?
Fantastic, Fran.
Great. I wanted to call in because I captured something very interesting here in Nevada. I'm a sky watcher.
Okay.
And I've actually captured it several times, almost in the same spot in the sky, looking to the south. And to me, it looks almost like they're trying to recreate the Carrington event or something, dude. It's really, really weird. And I just would like more people's eyes on it to tell me, am I just seeing things, or does it appear like there's a Jacob's ladder that even appears in the video? So, and this was last Sunday.
Okay.
And we are we are just over the hills of the Lake Mead foothills from the Hoover Dam. And the same day I have, I'm getting really excited. Sorry. I'm excited to share it because I've been like banned off of everything else. And I just recently had my Facebook deactivated. So I'm like excited to be able to talk to people. But anyway, I captured some interesting things, you know, popping off over towards above the Hoover Dam too. So then we have this little thing, boom thing that happens there. And I'm just a bit overwhelmed because it's just like,
Have you loaded that video anywhere?
Channel, I did. It's on my channel. It's called Sky Anomalies. Actually, it's called I'm Still Standing 2 Sky Anomalies. It's my 4th YouTube channel. I still have a backup that I've had up since 2011. And that one's a little more opinionated, and that one's buried in the algorithms. But this is my 4th channel here that I started up for my sky captures is called Sky Anomalies. And I did post a comment. I don't know if it's still.
Where is how do you spell your channel?
It's I''M still standing.
Oh, I do see you here. Okay, I see you.
Yeah, and that's kind of a play on the level playing thing as well, because I am standing still while everything else is moving around me. It's just an observation of mine. But anyway,
which video am I looking at?
There should be a couple of different ones. One in particular was Direct Hit, Southern Nevada.
Okay.
And it is not the first time I've captured it. I've captured the same thing in the same sky, which coincidentally also there's another video called CME Black Mountain, which I believe shows something very interesting coming in Crescent. Oh, my time is up. Darn it.
We're looking at your video right now. Actually.
Oh, well, that's very cool. I'm on a delay. I have it on the Fire TV too, but yeah, it's really quite overwhelming because, like I said, there's one frame in there where I broke it down frame by frame, and it almost looks like a Jacob's ladder forming. And then there's like this really bright white like flash that.
So that white bar that goes across the screen is not. You didn't edit that. That's just really what happened.
That is exactly what happened, and I've captured vertical ones as well, which destroyed our pepper garden back in 2018, which produced a Tesla coil-looking thing as well in the same direction. But when it shot that beam out like that, it's like, whoa! To me, if that beam were to get much bigger, we would have a complete and total whiteout. We would almost be like we were just like that. You know, it's like it's just so intense. There's so much energy there.
It's weird too, because I think that usually when you overload a sensor on a camera, it should put a black box there, not a white.
Well, I have some videos where I've done like a overexposure thing, and I've played around with the settings and things and come up with it. But this was just I set the camera on natural recording and let it roll, and that is that silhouette. That's really curious to me. It's almost as if whatever was, doing what they were doing, X-rayed themselves almost.
I'm seeing what you're talking about. I mean, I see the flashes go off, and then there's this white band that seems to come off of it. Yeah, there's one. Yeah,
and I captured the same effect. They call it, what they call it is panel lightning.
Oh.
Because they're very creative these days.
Let's make up whatever they want. Yeah.
But I've also captured horizontal.
You mean vertical? Oh, vertical. Yeah, I just saw 2 more bands there.
And this was like, it almost looked like it was just radiating beams up over, and that was looking towards the Hoover Dam in that video there. So, yeah.
Why do you call it plasma beams?
Well, I call it plasma beams because to me it looks an awful lot like plasma that is demonstrated in a lot of videos that I've watched that have been published by certain agencies when they've been testing things during testing scenarios and simulations. And it looks very, very much like what they themselves call plasma. So I guess to me it looks like plasma. But I guess it could be panel lightning. I mean, I don't know. I was curious. Maybe Zeus got a lightsaber? I don't know.
Okay, and I'm telling everybody they can go if they want to follow you. It's at I'm Still Standing 2 _Skynomalies. Yeah. And actually, I'll put her link in my t.me/Jeranism links if people want to go there to find it. I should probably do that for everybody.
Beauty. You rock. You're awesome. My husband and I have been watching you, I guess, since before RV Truth became Daddy Truther. We were watching back when you guys were all getting along really well and doing some really good, live shows and showing a lot of really good, flat earth resources, stuff like that. So, but I enjoy watching the banter and stuff as well. It's very entertaining, but
you mean the drama?
Yeah, we're baby truthers, probably. I would guess.
Yeah, me too. Well, but I guess everybody is. Not everybody has the same beliefs, so we're all baby truthers.
Everybody but RV is a baby truther.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I didn't want to bring in that kind of drama. I just wanted to mention that we've been watching you for a while since before.
Well, thank you. That tells me you're very smart people.
Daddy birth, baby truthers. So we appreciate your time and your effort and your research. I really love going back through all of your videos. And finding some of the ones where you share some good information on what I can share with my family. And I think I might have my sister coming over on the level-headed side.
Nice. Very good job.
Yeah, that's what I call it, being level-headed, or living on a level plane. I'm level-headed. So
yeah, it's funny how many times plane is used in many different old texts. I was just reading the Quran yesterday, and it keeps talking about the plane of existence, the plane of. It's just funny because that word means pretty simply what we know it means.
And we live on a planet.
Yeah, they just added a T for some reason.
Yeah. Well, that makes it special, I guess. It allows them to copyright it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for the call. I do appreciate it.
All right. We appreciate you guys.
Take it easy. Have a good one.
Stay safe and keep a heads up.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay. Let's see how we're doing here. Let's go with Kevin with an alien invasion story. Possibly.
Jaren?
Yes.
Hello? Oh, I'm live.
You're live. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'm live. Hey, you got like 336 people right now, and I'd like to share a quick story with you about a triangle craft that approached me and two other guys.
Okay, and your name is Kevin? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Your time has started, so go.
Well, okay. In 2010, I was with two friends. We were burning some garbage off in central Wisconsin, and it was getting late. And one of the guys next to me said to keep looking in the sky, and we see this craft, and it's absolutely huge, and it's low. It's a triangle. In the bottom of the three corners are lights. They don't flash in synchronicity. One will flash, then a different one will flash or change a different color. And then the whole thing turned and came at us and lowered down and stopped directly over us. And the only reason I would share that is if people get into the conversation of whether there's aliens and where they're from, when they look at the sky, I wouldn't say they're from the sky. I would say they're from out there, probably beyond your Arctic wall or Antarctic wall.
Mm-hmm.
It's still flat.
Yeah. No, I think that, and it just makes so much more sense. I mean, it's easy to dismiss aliens because you're like, there's no aliens coming from, like I did the math the other day, right? The closest star at 100,000 miles per hour would take 28,000 years to travel.
Yeah.
So that's just not realistic and should be laughed at. But when you're talking about maybe 50,000 miles to the, that direction south, now all of a sudden it makes more sense. And so a craft coming over and crashing in Roswell makes more sense. And us having technology that maybe we stole from them makes more sense. So all of it starts making sense where none of it does when we're talking about aliens from the Andromeda galaxy or something.
Yeah. The thing made absolutely no sound at all. It
Mhm.
floated almost like it could go crooked, and then when it came down, if I had been like aware of my senses, I could have hit it with a rock. It was
You
just
mean it was that
above the
low?
trees.
Oh, wow. And how big would you
It
say
was
it was?
right. I'm going to say each side of it was like 150 feet.
What do you mean
So the
each
three
side of it?
sides you can do this.
Oh, you're talking
Well,
about it's a triangle,
over
150
my
feet
head.
on each
I'm
side.
going to say
Gotcha.
it blocked out a whole good chunk of the yard. I mean, the city block I was in down by the river.
Anybody else
It's
see it?
that big. It makes absolutely no sound. Yeah, my two friends. One of them was my drummer, and we never talked. I never saw any of those two guys ever again.
Mm-hmm.
They just disappeared. And one was my neighbor, and we never talked together for another year and a half while I lived in that area. He was my neighbor, and he was my best friend before that. And then I needed surgery. Like within 3 days, I had a major medical issue pop up. And the rest of I couldn't even walk home. I remember almost crawling home. Yeah. And I got up the next day and I asked my girlfriend what time I got home after burning all that garbage. She said probably 2 a.m. This started at about 10 at night when I lit that fire. You know, and I share it because a lot of people will get in and say things like, "Oh, you made it up," or all that. No, I'm telling you the truth.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe
What would be
everybody
the point?
doesn't see it.
Yeah. What would be the point of
But I
making
would
it up
share
anyway?
it so everybody understands that you got to put that in the mix. There's people like me that actually experience that crap.
I've seen a craft that there's no way was our technology. It must have been beyond that, but I don't unidentified. I don't know what it was. That's all I'm saying. All right. Thanks for the call. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, I thought I'd throw it in there for you.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate it. Let's go with I'm trying to learn how to use this. How about Giants and the electrostatic discharge? Go ahead, caller.
What's up, dude?
How are you?
Doing good, man. I just wanted to make one connection. And so when we talk about this reason or why things fall, and this idea of the kind of the electric charge kind of gets stronger and stronger the higher you go up, which then can pull you down stronger. And then this idea from old texts and stories about giants, the huge giant, 500 foot tall, 1,000 foot tall titans. And now they were known, the stories say that when they fell, they would actually die from falling. Which doesn't make sense. Like, say, anyone falls, you're not going to die from a fall, but they would fall from their fall. But maybe it's something to do with this, this pull or the static charge being so strong that high that when they do fall, it pulls them so hardcore and so fast that they do, hit the ground and die.
I always thought that was weird too. People dying from fall. That's what they say. Didn't they say Trump's wife died from a fall? I think that's what they just said. It's like, what do you mean she fell down and died? It doesn't sound right to me. But
so yeah, that's a little connection I was thinking of.
Okay.
From you guys, and then from Jay Dreamers talking about the Giants falling when they die when they fall. But that's it, dude. Thanks for having me.
All right, appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thanks, bro. Later.
Let's go with all right, good. We're done with the phone calls there. Let's check back over StreamYard, see if anybody's there. Party Poet, why do you keep coming back on the show?
Just one more thing I forgot to mention.
Okay, well, that's why you have 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Well, thanks. One, I tried finding, I have a hard time finding people on Discord, so that fellow that runs the Melodome, I know he's got something on Discord, I just can't find him.
Telegram, he's on Telegram.
Oh, Telegram, yeah, I have a hard time with that. Believe it or not, Telegram well, they can't screw you up, but basically when you buy the phone, you're not the one who owns it, so the people that actually own the phone can't screw you up on Telegram if they want. I have a hard time. Unless I'm on the computer, believe it or not. I found a way around it, but on my phone I can get screwed. And I was, like I said, I was kind of...
What do you mean screwed? And I want to get an argument. What do you mean screwed on the phone? What do you mean by that? I don't know what you mean.
Well, basically it won't do things you want. Like you want, like I couldn't get, like I remember you once asked me to record my screen. It wouldn't do that, and it won't record things. It won't take pictures of things on Telegram. And on top of that, some things you click on and it just won't let you click on them. You just keep pushing it and it says, we won't let you open it.
Okay.
So, but like I said, like when you bought your piece of equipment, you got a user's manual, not an owner's manual. Those are long gone. You don't own it. And the people that do, the CIA had, like in the 80s, 80,000 people working in the misdirection department, where they simply kept track of people and sending them ideas on which way to possibly screw their life up, so they keep telling people the wrong thing or the wrong information.
Yeah, but what do you mean somebody owns my cell phone even though I'm allowed to go sell it if I want?
You can sell it. That's not the problem. But have you heard of people saying things like they're listening to me through my cell phone or watching me through my cell phone? They're turning cameras on.
I've
Stuff
heard
like
that, but I'm not a huge believer in that. I mean, I get that if they want to listen in, they can, but they're not listening into everybody. I know people think that, but I mean, if you're talking about the NSA and they're recording everything and there's like maybe, but if I got on my phone right now and I text messaged anybody and said, "Hey, meet me at the corner of 3rd Street and First Avenue on Friday night at 10. I have 10 pounds of methamphetamines I'm going to give you for free." There will be no cops there. So nobody's listening nobody's reading my text messages, or else why wouldn't they show up when I said I have a bunch of meth and they're going to go arrest me? So nobody's watching like that.
Because they listen to prior to conversations that you have and you go, this guy's clearly not a meth head. So this is just simply to see if we'll show up and bust them for nothing.
So, I mean, the thing is, though, if you have 50,000 people, which is a lot, but to have somebody listen to their conversations would take 50,000 people. You'd have to have somebody listening to somebody's conversation all the time. How would you have that many people? There's not that many people that work.
The CIA had 80,000 people working.
Okay, and there's 350 million people in the USA.
No. Now they basically privatized everything. I mean, everybody's wondering, like, you got $120 million coming out of NASA, plus pretty much the same amount of money from cancer research, which they cured in 45. So now you're just basically sending them pure profit.
Right.
And this is the money they're using to hire a bunch of companies that are doing all the dirty work for the government as a private contractor.
Right.
So, and there's a lot of private contractors that are popping up left, or people that used to work for private contractors that are popping up left and right saying, I worked for a private contractor and we were watching people.
Yeah, to me it seems like it would be a big waste of resources to do that.
No, people are misunderstanding that the whole concept when they moved here to begin with in 1750 and the mud flood thing, that their object was eventually to subjugate the whole population, keep the elites elite, and everybody else was to be their slaves. So the 500 million was to be their slaves. So they had that going right from the start. So how to control people was on their mind right from the beginning.
Agreed.
So clearly spending money on controlling people is their
But listening to somebody's cell phone is not controlling them, number one. Number two, I don't know of anybody in my entire life that's ever said, "Oh shit, I got busted the other day because such and such happened. They were listening to my phone call." It's never happened. Never heard anybody say it. So
they've never brought it up in court that they busted people listening to their phone calls. Because I don't think they wanted the information out. They only want what they want out.
Clearly,
the stuff about we figured out that they're listening to us through the phone calls. We figured out the fact that
the NSA probably has a bunch of servers that are definitely keeping all the text messages and things like that. I don't disagree with that. Like, and if they wanted to come after me, then they would go and they'd look in the database at all my text messages.
No, not servers. They actually have people.
No, people. You're not understanding how long it would. So if somebody has an hour-long phone call, do you realize it would take somebody an hour to listen to that phone call?
Yeah.
Okay, well then how do you have enough people to keep... Think about what you're saying. Let's say there's 350 million people in the United States and they need to listen to 1 million people. Then they need 1 million people working.
No, they listen to about 3% of them at the time. They just pick which 3%. 2% are targeted individuals, and then there's another 1% which they just listen in on, which could be a problem. But the problem isn't what we think a problem is. The problem isn't go set a bomb up and blow someone up. They actually like stuff like that. The problem is somebody coming out and saying, oh, look, the earth is flat and here's proof on it.
I still think that's not even a problem. Their problem is groups. This is why they demonize numbers, because there's strength in numbers. It's why they did what they did to Flat Earth on YouTube. It's why they demonize different groups is because they don't care if you have 100 people that believe something. They don't care if you have 500 people that believe something. It's when you start getting bigger than that, then you're a threat, right? So that's what I think that they're more concerned. I think that they like having one guy on YouTube talking about flat Earth, because then they can point to him, call him crazy. Everyone calls him crazy. People can make videos like Simon Dan and these guys calling us crazy. So that actually, I think they're okay with.
I agree with you there.
Yeah.
Just the thing is that you're not prepared for the PSYOP machine that's coming at you, and they have one ready. So as long as they can keep it secret and they don't talk about it, what comes at you, you're not really prepared for. And then you're going to, or you're just going to talk it off as it was a coincidence. I talked about something and then a lot of bad things happened in my life. I mean, there's no way that people yelling outside my window all night long to piss me off after I said something could have been because I said something on the internet. Nobody actually antiquates one with the other, but they actually have people out there to screw with you in person. Like people have had lots of times when they had heard people have conversations about things that were private to them, but they're talking about it between them, like as if they're talking about not even you, but you're supposed to hear it. And it fucks your whole day up.
All right. Thank you for the call again. I appreciate it. Let's move on now. Yeah, I think what people need to do, if you believe that your calls are being monitored in real time, test it. There's nothing against you lying on the phone. They can't arrest you for that. So get on the phone, call a friend and say, hey, what time are we murdering that couple tonight? What time? What's the address again? Nobody will show up. Nobody's listening to your phone calls. Just telling you. I've tested it. And I pissed off the person I texted, but I said, because they kept telling me that their calls are being watched. I'm like, no, they're not. Like, yes, they are. My text messages are being read. I'm like, so I sent them a text message saying, meet me at this corner and I'll give you the money from this. And of course, nobody showed up there and nobody did anything, because that would be ridiculous for them to do actions based off text messages or phone calls. Again, unless you're targeted, unless they're watching you, don't get me wrong, or unless you're up to no good. But there's so many people, especially in my crypto consultations too, that will be like, I want this private and I don't want them to know what I'm doing. And okay, all right. And then I'm like, how much do you want to invest? Like $300. I'm like, okay, nobody cares. If you think that the IRS cares that you're buying $300 worth of crypto, you don't really get what country we're in. They're watching a lot of things, but they're not watching people spending $300 on crypto. It's just not, it's not what they're paying attention to. Now they may want you to think that, and they love the idea of, oh, we're listening to all your phone calls. I'm sure they love that, but it's not as easy as you might think. I've heard people say Telegram isn't as private as you think, and but it's open source. So if it's not as private as we think, then why don't you get somebody to show where the code allows somebody outside, especially in the private chats where it's a one-on-one and it's a device to device, and that works. I mean, if I'm on my phone and I message somebody in a private chat, I can't come to my computer and find that chat. I can't go online and find that chat. It's gone because it's only on my device and their device. And I tend to believe that. I don't think if it wasn't, then where's the person saying, here's the code where the code is wrong. The code is sending this message here or doing this here. It's open source. So again, is there a way to get around that and somebody lie and say it's open source and it's really closed source? I don't know. I'm not a coder. I would hope that people... Party Poet, I'm not picking up the phone again. Unbelievable you keep calling. I'm going to have to put a limit on people because this guy thinks he's me and him show. All right, we got another call over here. Wait, last terminated calls. Okay, well, maybe we're done. Give one final call out. Phone number again, 888-698-FLAT. 888-698-FLAT. And, or you can go to tinyurl.com/cornerism. Either one of those if you want to get your call in. If not, and by the way, we're going to be doing this at least until I don't get enough calls, Thursdays at 6. So if you're wondering when it is, Thursdays, 6 p.m. Tomorrow I've got the Jeranism show. Let's try and do that at noon. I want to get it back to noon because I get a lot of people in the UK complaining that my late shows are not watchable for them. So I'm going to try and do Fridays at noon, Thursdays at 6. I don't know about Wednesdays yet. Next Wednesday, I've got Jenny and I, maybe Dave, are going to do Omegle, another flat smacking on Omegle. Globebusters is on Sundays. and I still got a bunch of videos I need to get done. I'm done with my first episode, but I'm waiting on an intro. I know it sounds sad, but I think Kai's going to do my intro for me, but she can't do it until Sunday. And what else do we have going on? Well, videos that I want to get out. That's about it. We'll check a few more places here, make sure anybody else wants to come on. Hopefully you guys checked out the shows I did this week. We had a remote viewing show yesterday. Went iffy. It needs to we're going to do it differently next time. That'll be in 2 weeks from yesterday. So that is coming back soon. What's up, Aaron?
Hey,
what's up?
Just wanted to say real quick that Ryan Zim, sorry, I got children.
No problem.
Ryan Zim, that video, he says some stuff that I'm not totally on board with, like light is a particle, which I think is one of the stupidest things ever.
Yes.
Because it might behave as a wave, but there's no way it's like bouncing through mediums or whatever and then picking back up speed. It's just the dumbest thing.
Well, that and plus
so
if it was something, it's traveling
math
at the
for
speed.
the Earth curvature is what you watch the video for.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't hear what you said.
Sorry.
That's all right.
That was my children.
They're fine.
Yeah. So just the other thing is I want to say thanks to you for I'm a Christian, but you've really helped challenge what I believe. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm a Christian that's going to hell, basically. You know?
No, you're not going to hell.
You know exactly what I mean by that too. It's just what I believe is so different from what they believe that there's no way I'm saved anymore or whatever. You know. But
yeah, there isn't
no, I just want to say thanks for that.
All right. Well, you're welcome. I'm glad that you challenged that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
cute.
Well, that's it. Thank you.
What is she eating? A carrot? Good kid.
Oh yeah, yeah. My kid's a vegetable. So.
Nice. Yeah, that's all my son's ever had. He has not tried anything sweet, and then when he does, it's gonna be over. Right now, he's just in there.
We
eating.
raised her on avocado.
Oh, he's on cauliflower, broccoli. What else does he eat? A lot of raspberries, blueberries. So,
yeah.
But if he ever gets a hold of candy, it's gonna be all over.
Yep. Don't do that.
Bye, girls. All right, take it easy.
Bye.
Oops, I didn't get rid of you first. There we go. We got Stark Raving Art. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Jaron, how you doing?
Good. You?
Good. Sorry, I don't have earphones, so I hope you don't get much of an echo.
So far, everything's perfect.
Oh, great. Yeah, I just wanted to say I've been listening to you for a long, long time, since probably 2016 or so.
Awesome.
And just a huge fan. And I actually wanted to ask you for your T-shirt size and your wife's T-shirt size. I was going to send you guys a care package.
Sweet.
And see if you guys could send me an address I can send that to. And
yeah, I'll put it on the chat over here. But it's a let's see here, and everybody knows this. P.O. Box 3044, Merced, California 95344. So there's that. And
awesome.
then
Thank
sizes.
you so much.
I'm still a 2X, although I'm working on that, trying to get down to a 1X, and my wife is a small.
All right. Great. Yeah, I just started a little Etsy shop with some flat earth stuff, and I wanted to send you guys some.
Nice. If you send me something, I'll wear it, and then call out your store. So make sure you put all that information in the package.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll do that.
I don't buy any new clothes, so everything I wear is from people sending me shirts, or I don't have any clothes. I don't have money for that stuff.
That's great. I'll put my link in my Etsy store in the chat, if that's okay.
Sure. What's the Etsy store name?
It's etsy.com/shop/starkravingart, just like you see on the name there.
Nice. So etsy.com/store/starkravingart for people who want to check out that store. Yeah, we need to do it. I don't know if it's a directory page that we need to get. Every time I start new projects like that, I don't do all of them. But somebody could start a website that was like a directory service, right? Where all the flat earthers, awake people could put their stores, their online businesses, and then we can really work on supporting each other, because it should be
That's
about
great
that
idea.
rather than support these big box stores or Walmart or Amazon.
Yeah, that's a fantastic idea. I'm totally down with that. Yeah, I was gonna send Mark some stuff, and Dave and the whole crew. Just try and get some stuff out there, and
very cool.
Hopefully, hopefully a bunch of it'll make it to Flattoberfest and everything. And
yeah, I think for sure I'll make it next year. I think next year's going to be in Vegas. This year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I might be able to do that one.
Yeah, I'm going to go to that one for sure. This year, my son still has these itch fits where he will start itching, and then if we stop him, he cries like crazy, and if we let him go, he cuts himself. So we have to stop him basically. And if that happened on a plane, would be a nightmare because there's nothing we can do to stop it. So right now we've driven him to Vegas like twice or three times now. He does pretty good for about 2 or 3 hours in the car. Then we pull over. We either stop and stay, or we kind of walk around for an hour or two, and then start the drive again. So the plane flight for 5 hours, I don't want to try yet.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I'm just totally broke this year, so I'm not going to be able to make it. But yeah, if it's in Vegas next year, I'm in Colorado, so a little closer.
Yeah, it's not a bad drive. I drove from Colorado to Vegas with Iru last time. It was nice, and we got through listening to Crow 777. Man, it was very easy for long drives.
Totally.
Yeah. All
yeah,
right.
right on.
Well,
I'm
thanks.
just east of Colorado Springs, so.
Oh, I used to live there for only less than a year by the Chapel Hills Mall.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm been here about 10, 11, 12 years, somewhere on there. I'm originally from Minneapolis, so.
The thing that tripped me out when I went there is the lightning seems to start like lower, way louder, and then people get struck all the time. It's like every day on the news is like a bunch of people get struck by lightning. That doesn't happen here in California.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I lived in LA for about 10 years. So
and nobody got hit by lightning, right?
Right. We barely saw any at all.
And then in Colorado, it's just like, oh man, one of them knocked me off the couch. Just like these huge storms are pretty incredible.
Yeah, we get some gnarly hail up here.
Yeah, pretty crazy. All right, well, I appreciate you calling.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, later. All right, let's see if there's anybody on the caller line. If not, we will skedaddle. Let's see. Oh, we've got Robin Salter. Robin, welcome to the show.
Hey, man, I appreciate it.
Yeah, nice to have you. What's up?
First of all, I appreciate you. I've been following you for a while and love what you do. Grateful to you. Well, I listen to Dave, a lot of interviews that he does. Obviously, he's doing a great job. And I'll just mention, too, at my office, we've got about 17 people. I think about 6 or 7 of them are flat earthers now. Cause,
nice.
I chat with them, and everybody, the other ones think I'm crazy, but a few come in and say, "Hey, tell me about what you're talking about," and it really doesn't take long. If somebody's interested, it does not take long to get their eyes wide open and getting them hurling down that path.
Right.
One of the things I wanted to say, maybe mention this to Dave. I think I tried to send him an email or something one time, but he always uses the Matrix. The Matrix example when he's talking about when people say, what difference does it make? Why don't I got to go to work anyway? And the Matrix example, the analogy, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's on point. But I always think about the movie The Truman Show, and I know he mentions that as well sometimes. But I always think about that moment. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that moment, the climactic moment when Truman clearly has become aware that something's amiss, and that the world that he thought was real is not what he thought. And if you remember in the movie, he walks out in the middle of the street and he stops the bus, and
right. I love that part.
The music comes at the crescendo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's like when you say, what difference does it make? It would be like if that moment happened to you, like it did to Truman. And he realized everything was a lie, and then he just decided, it's okay. I'm just gonna go back, to my life and pretend like my wife is my wife and it's not fucking with me, and my best friend is not an actor. You know what I mean? Like that'd be ridiculous, right? Like you would immediately be like, I have got to do everything I can to find out what's going on, and of course, he does, he runs past government officials, gets out on the boat and goes through a storm, and that's kind of the feeling I have when people say, what difference does it make? I'm like, wait a minute, you just figured out that everything you thought for your entire life is a lie, and you're not really interested in what's the truth. I mean, it's mind-boggling that people even have that question.
It's crazy, isn't it?
So I guess my point was maybe just mention to Dave, The Matrix was good, but I like that example. Like if anybody's seen the Truman Show and he comes to that conclusion that his entire life is a complete lie, and then he just decided that was okay, and he went back to the insurance business and lived with his fake wife and hung out with his fake best friend, that would be ludicrous. That would be insane.
That'd be insane. Absolutely. I like it. I'll tell Dave for sure. Anything else on your mind?
Cool, man. No, that's it, man. Appreciate you.
All right, take it easy. Later. All right, let's go with. I want to watch this real quick, just because he brought it up for a second. Do we have any video? Oh boy, we got Doug on the line. What's up, Doug? Go ahead. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, man?
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I was just going to call and say I'm a big fan.
Nice. Very happy about that.
But you know that. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyways, I really want to know, how can we find this guy, GameCube, on the TikTok?
Loser. Did you know that
How can we find
Instagram
him?
took my post down?
Yeah, that's what you said. It's disgusting.
Such a joke. It's like they don't
Well,
even.
that's like me. I got banned from Twitter just from sharing a video where.
Oh,
a
you're
girl
banned
was
from
getting
Twitter
bullied
too?
By a school official.
I
Yeah,
was
well,
gonna-
no, I deleted the post. I cucked.
Oh, you cucked. Okay. I was gonna say because you were like the only one that was always commenting on my stuff.
Well, I cucked so I could comment on your stuff.
Well, now I don't have a Twitter, so. Didn't
I
do it.
know. What the hell? Why didn't you cuck, man?
I didn't have a choice. They banned me because I called somebody names. So.
Oh, yeah, they just said remove the post for me. But yeah, how can we find GameCube, who he is in real life? Because, I mean, that's got to be criminal.
It is. I mean, it's disgusting. It's worse than anything. I mean, let alone a rape, let alone arson, let alone death threats. And those were all included. And then when she shared it with me, we tried getting in contact with Instagram. We couldn't really do anything. So let me just post what he wrote. I posted that. And then he went even harder at her and said now he's going to kill her or something. I don't know. It's a little boy in his basement jerking on his little thumb-sized dick. So more power to him.
Just because she believes in the flat earth.
Well, no, not in this case. In this case, it's because she said something that the Anti-Semitism League went after, and she wasn't even being anti-Semitic. She said that there's people who are pretending to be Jews who aren't Jews, and then this Anti-Semitism group went after her, posted her information, posted her address, and doxing. Those guys can get away with anything. It's disgusting.
Yeah, man. Well, that's it. I just wanted to remind you that I'm a big fan, and I love your show.
Thank you.
And all that shit. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna let you go.
All right, man.
Later. Thanks for calling in. We are going to try. Oh, I did have this thing working, but now it's gone. Hold on, let me see. Didn't I just add it? Oh, right side. Here it is, and we're gonna turn this one off. Call it. I want to see how much money this cost me today. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. All right, well, could do that. We'll see how the tips do. It cost me about $10 for this show for the call-in. They gave me a free $13 to try, and then I loaded like 20 more on there. So we'll see. I kind of liked it. For $10, is it worth it? I don't know. People get to hold on the line. It also has text messaging and other things I don't really think I'm going to try. You can choose how many people you want maximum on the call. We'll see. It seemed to work pretty well. We're going to shut down StreamYard. Later, StreamYard. It's nice knowing you. We're done with that. And we're going to watch this just because somebody mentioned it, and I thought it was interesting to bring it up. Let's see where we are. And let's get Doug's name off the screen. All right, let's watch this real quick. From Telegram, I just like this video.
Brainwashed?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Think all your thoughts are your own?
Yep.
Think you've got a grasp on life and you've got the answers?
I think so, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, yeah.
Turn around for me.
Right.
See this body of water here?
Yep.
I'm going to give you 3 options to describe the surface of it for me, right?
Okay.
I'm going to give you an arc, or a straight line. You pick one of them to describe the surface of that water.
Be a straight line.
Straight line?
Yeah.
Water finds its level?
Yeah.
Always use it in construction. We take it for granted.
Yeah.
If I extended it to 4 times the size,
Yeah.
how would you describe it?
Be the same. Flat.
10 times the size?
Yeah.
20 times the size?
Yeah.
100 times the size.
Yeah.
What shape's the world?
Round.
How can you have straight lines on a round ball? How would you show me that the Earth was curved? In your experience,
Satellite images.
Images.
Yeah.
If I told you I could fly,
Yeah.
but I can't show you here right now, but when you go home I can show you on YouTube on a video, would you accept I can fly?
No.
Why would you accept that then?
How can you go both ways around the world then?
What do you mean? If you keep going, you come back to where you started. So you're the North Pole, right? My compass is pointing towards you. This is just theoretically, I can show you this, right? So as soon as I start moving this way, where am I going to end up?
Back at the beginning.
Back at the beginning?
Yeah.
So how does that prove you live on a ball? If you believe the world's a ball, give me the best thing that you can think of to convince me, through your experience, that you can show me as another man and convince me that the Earth's a ball. Go for it. Mind what I says at the beginning here, we're trying to highlight brainwashing. And I'll tell you something, right? I go to universities, I go to higher education students, I speak to engineers, I speak to everybody, and see when I ask them these questions, I get the exact same response. Now for me that should show concern, that you're believing something that you don't really comprehend. That's what a cult does to you. So, I'll give you the opportunity, convince me it's a ball. Best thing that you can think of.
Best thing I can think of.
I grew up learning physics in school. Physics is about demonstrating things, like we use apparatus, we use these substances and we show how it works.
Yeah.
If I gave you a rock and I gave you water and I gave you a vacuum, do you think you could recreate the globe Earth and put the rock in the vacuum, have it suspended with the water all wrapped around it? No. So is it physics then?
No.
It's theoretical physics. It's language that's been created to explain the image that they've gave us. There's nothing about the globe Earth that you can relate to in your everyday life. Absolutely nothing. You experience no motion. You look at the horizon, it's a flat level line. You look at water, it forms a horizontal free surface. You look at the sky, right, this is where I'll show you where the curve is, right, because it's your eyes. When you're looking here, the sky appears to come down.
Yeah.
The floor, when you're looking straight out, the floor appears to come up into the middle of your view.
Yeah.
And everything else appears to come in like this.
Yeah.
Things get smaller in the distance.
Yeah.
That's what gives you the illusion that you're standing on something curved. The reality is that you're standing on a level Earth. You never wondered why you look at the sky at night and the stars are always the same?
No.
When they're telling you that we're chasing the sun through the galaxy at millions of miles an hour, wobbling and gyrating and spinning, so that in the summer we're on this side of the sun, so night time's away from the sun, and then in 6 months' time we're at the other side of the sun looking at another sky, but yet Polaris and all the star constellations are the exact same every single night.
So how does not day and night work then, if it's flat?
Well, it's not that it's flat. What we have to look at is the sun, and people have made assumptions. They're telling you that thing up there is 93 million miles away. Do you believe that? 93 million miles.
Yeah, I did.
A big fireball, 93 million miles away. Problem is when this is I'll show you the absurdity of this, right? If I came to your house and you says to me, I want you to measure my floor for me, and I showed up with a pair of binoculars and I was on your floor looking at the light bulbs.
That's good.
Going, right, your light bulb's round, so the floor must be round. You'd be like, get the men in the white coats to get this man out of my house here. See what I mean? So when we're looking up there, it doesn't give us any sort of measure of what's down here. We don't know what these things are, but you can't get to them. You can't access them in 3 dimensions. We're only looking at them and trying to think about what we're saying. It's like me saying to you, right, that person up the hill, what size are they? About that size?
Yeah. Tiny.
Unless you can get to them
Yeah.
and access run them to know the full dimensions of them, you're never going to know, are you?
No.
Right? So it's the same with these things. So theoretically, if that's local, closer, you know, just like if I had a torch here and it was dark and I moved it away, then this would become dark now and the light would follow wherever the light goes. See the pond? Yeah. This is just a possibility because I can demonstrate this to you. Yeah. If I put land masses in the pond, we'll say, right, there's Africa, there's Europe, there's South America. Yeah. Then I've just created a scale model reference of the pond that we could possibly be living in. And it's contained by a perimeter of some kind. Could be ice. People theorise that it's an ice continent. What Antarctica actually encompasses us. It's not like a wee landmass at the bottom of a ball. It actually circles us. People, you know, theorise that beyond our pond, so imagine this is our pond, and then you had a channel that went somewhere else and there was another pond. There's other ponds round about us, and this is where the whole notion of extraterrestrials comes in. Because an extraterrestrial just means extra land, extraterrestrial. Yeah. So there could be people that look like you and I in ponds all round about us and they don't even know we exist, we don't even know they exist. But one thing's for sure is there's no life up the way, because you can't get out and beyond. Or the point I'm trying to show you here is that there's a massive difference between what you believe and what we can, as human beings, can actually demonstrate to each other. Yeah. I go with what we can demonstrate to each other because I know that's real. Yeah. What I'm seeing on the TV and what these people are telling me, if they can't demonstrate it to me, I'm not interested in it. It's a religious nonsense. It's a brainwashing mechanism. And I'll give you a reason for why I think, right, if you tell human beings that there's a fence around them, what do you think human beings are going to act like? What would a human being do? If I put you in a place and there's a fence around you, right, so how do you avoid that? Put you on a ball. Because on a ball, there's nowhere to go. And you'll never think about it. I'll go back to the first question again. Do you think you could be brainwashed?
Well, I think anyone could be brainwashed, yeah.
Huh? Well, if you tell me you believe something and then I ask you for your reasons and you don't have any, that's brainwashing. Yeah. Because you believe it and you don't know why.
I'll be on Google Earth now later.
Good. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. And beware of propaganda. As soon as you start looking at stuff, YouTube and Google are going to feed you shit saying flat earth and flat earth ridicule, and it's all nonsense. People like me don't make the claims that they're telling you we make. I'm just a skeptic. I always say to people, I believed I lived on a globe for fucking 30 odd years of my life. Yeah. What
made you doubt it then?
Because I tried to prove it.
Very good indeed. Let's check out one other thing here. Did I have this set? Yes. The very good video though. So I really like Telegram because right now you're able to find some things that otherwise I don't think I would find, and that's helpful. Once you get in these groups, if you don't like them, you can get out of it. And again, if you are going to get into Telegram, I'll just tell you one time and over again 100 times. The only thing you have to do is manage your notifications. Otherwise, you will either hang yourself, shoot yourself, or delete the app. Hopefully, the last one. But because the notifications will just be too much to handle. But if you manage them and make sure none of the groups are on notify, you don't need to be notified of that. Mary, are you going to call in? Or are you too much of a puss? Actually, we do have another caller. Let's check in with Hartman to talk about everything. Hartman, welcome to the show.
What's up?
How are you?
How you doing, you little San Francisco gay boy?
Oh, this is not Hartman, it's Harmon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, you
well,
misunderstood.
Not me misunderstood, the computer. It's AI. I have AI working for me now. I do have an assistant.
Well, how'd you know it was me then?
I can tell by your voice.
Hey,
Yes.
I have a couple things. You know how we polish our skills through the years, how to approach people?
Yes, why can't you come to see me?
Because I don't want to get beat.
Yeah, right. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just lazy, to tell you the truth. Tell you, just freaking lazy. It's hot.
Yeah, it's hot. It's a long drive.
Well, the drive don't bother me. It's the hot. But anyway, I'm getting tired of these guys saying, the couple callers ago saying, "Oh, what difference does it make? Why do you care about the lie? Who cares, right?"
Mhm.
So I'm starting to hit him to the bone. So I told this one guy, he's 54 years old. I go, oh, I guess the lie doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't matter to being lied to you. I said, your wife's been having an affair for 20 years, and that kid you have, that's 20, that's from her high school lover. But she's lied to you all these years. She's decided to tell you the truth.
So what does it matter?
But it any difference?
Yeah, you still got to raise the kid, right?
Right. It makes no difference. But you didn't know the lie till like she's 23, right? I'm just saying. I just put a scenario on there. But I said, but the lie wouldn't matter, right? Well, yeah, it would. Well, there you go. You don't know what it affects you until you've found out the lie. And that's just something I did. Then another way, I went to the Freedom Fest this last weekend in Vegas.
Oh, yeah, you told me that, yeah.
I have no idea what they are. I mean, those are Doug Casey, John Cleese, senators, Rand Paul. I mean, just I went in there in my shorts and backpack and sandals.
Did you enjoy it?
These guys are $500 suits. Well, I didn't. I just went back to the Epic desk and just hung out back there.
Gotcha.
And I had no idea what I was getting into. Half the guys I'm talking to are physicists or engineers or whatever, stuff like that. But anyway, I figured out a way to approach without even bringing up the flat Earth. But at the end, tell them it only works on a stationary Earth. I started talking to him and get it off that Eric Dubay one where he talks about time and the months and all that stuff, about that 30-minute. Very good video, you know that.
Yes.
And so I go to him, I'm going to ask you a question. I said, it's not a trick question. I just want to ask you. So I start him off. I go, how many months in a year? And every one of them took like at least 20 seconds to answer. And they're saying, well, 12. I said, yeah, that's in man's years. Man's created that. Man's fabricated the world. And I'm in a Freedom Fest, so they're already anti-government, most of them. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like shooting fish in a barrel. So I said that, and then once I got him, I said, okay. I said, in nature, how many months are in a year? And then I walk him through the sun being that, and I walk him through the moon being that, and I walk through the stars being the seasons, and the year and stuff. I even show him the sign of the Little Dipper that makes the Nazi sign going around the star and everything, right?
Right.
Of course, they can't refute anything I'm telling them because it's there every day of the year. So I got them on a common ground. I said, do you realize this only works on a stationary Earth? And every one of them just said, wow. And it worked. I mean, I really baby stepped them into it. So I like that approach. Rather than that guy in Scotland, what's his name? He always does that stuff. He once they start saying yeah, their brain's not comprehending anything he's saying. They're just saying yeah.
Right.
You know that.
Mowing through it, yeah.
Because their brain shuts down when you show them all that stuff, but you show them something they've known, which is the sun, the moon, and the stars, and they more like realize it instead of something new, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
It seemed to really work the way I approached it. I got to know them first, who they were. You just don't throw it on them. You get their brain working.
Right. Yeah, if you just throw somebody brand new, they're not going to even listen to you.
Right. And so if I would throw them something flat Earth or even, stationary right at the beginning, but you throw months and then you tell them, hey, there's no such thing as a week. We is to put us to work. And Freedom Fest, that was so easy because they're all, I wish you would have seen how easy it was to put them in that state.
Nice. I'm happy to hear that, anyway, you're out there doing that kind of stuff.
Pardon me?
So I'm happy to hear that you're out there doing that kind of stuff. Trying to wake people up.
When I go to Sam's Club and stuff, I got these little on Amazon. There was a bunch of little globes, blow up balls that you can blow like little beach balls.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy 15 of them for like $10. So I actually carry it around with me and the Sam's Club and stuff like that. When I go out places, I carry it around with me. And so with that one, I always go, hey, and I do them the east to west and north to south thing, and that's all I show them. I said, how come no one's ever flown around this way?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even tell them flat Earth. I said, why haven't they ever done it? I don't even tell them something like that. Just let
it's
it go
a smart
from there.
move. If I were to do everything again, I would totally be a globe skeptic, and I wouldn't even mention the word flat Earth.
Right. And it works so good because you know how I said we polish our way we approach people. And I'm telling you, of all the ways I've approached it, everything like that, try to throw numbers, calculus, and all this stuff, and Earth curve calculator and all this stuff. the first time I heard Earth curve calculator, my brain shut down, and it's a baby's calculator. A second grader could figure it out.
Yeah, it's easy. The only person who couldn't
But
is
my brain
Professor,
took 3
not a
months
Professor
to
Dave.
comprehend. What's that?
The only one who couldn't figure out the 8 inches per mile squared is not a Professor Dave.
Right.
What is it? I'm
That's
just
fine.
reading the comments. People are saying there was an advertisement during the live stream. I don't think that's correct.
Or is it?
I don't know. They're on YouTube, and there's somebody saying that YouTube commercial.
I know Dave's in your. If that's Dave.
No, it's not Dave. I'm
he's
reading
in
other
your,
people.
He's in your Rokfin chat.
Oh, no, I'm looking at like Dave Hinkle, but Gerald Neal says YouTube commercial, and then I saw somebody else said, "Damn, YouTube just put a commercial on. I thought during a live there are no commercials. Stupid YouTube." I've never seen him do that before.
Oh, I never seen it. No, I can't remember ever doing it live. Did you guys do Dave said right here, Jaron and I are on the new Veritas radio, which just came out. Is that true?
It is true. We recorded it like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, but I know the way Veritas works, it comes out later. So I believe it was released tonight. Yeah, everybody says it was an
Dave
ad.
put
Weird.
the link in your chat on Rokfin chat.
No, so he put the link in Rokfin. I'll go get it and put it in YouTube.
Yeah, Dave put it in there.
On
he's in
YouTube
your
or
chat.
on the YouTube stream? Did Dave put the link in there or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in your Rock chat. And then he also put another link in there for the Alex Stein's latest. Never say he can't stop his last one.
Wait, which
Top
one
his
did he
last
do?
one.
What's the most recent one? I think I may have seen it, maybe not though.
The recent one's the Alex Stein one. Then you just go up it's not very far up, and you'll see his handle, and it's on the Jaron and I are on the news.
What the hell are they doing?
The
I can't
new
believe they're doing that. Oh, there it is. Veritas Radio. I don't. Okay, copy link address. All right, I'll put it in YouTube. Let's see here over here. And if you guys see, and you should be the first one to do this already, Harmon. Come on, why are you not a channel member yet?
A channel member of what?
I have channel memberships on my channel now. See how long this lasts.
On what channel? On Rokfin?
On YouTube. You don't need it if you're on
On
Rokfin because you get everything that they get anyway, except for you get to use these little chat things. Like as soon as this thing hurries up, I'll put mine in there. But all right, so here's this one. See here. All right, sweet. J-Wums, you just got banned and removed later. Somebody says Jaron streams have been getting boring. Then what the hell are you doing here? It doesn't make any sense to me. I'll never understand.
They're waiting for the IMAX, I guess.
Well, now they got banned. So yeah, thank you, Doug. Gone. That easy. It'd be like going over somebody's house for dinner and being like, "The food here sucks lately." What do you think they're gonna do? Probably kick you out of the house. So especially if they're offering you the food for free.
Dirk says in your Rokfin chat, he said, "Yes, I had an ad." He said he had an ad.
Weird.
Life.
So see, I put a little icon there. I got the don't go full RV icon. We've got the no globe icon. We've got a NASA Lies icon. And the more people I get, the more of these I can add. So that's kind of cool.
Have you ever seen Salty Cracker?
I have seen it, yes.
Have you seen how he has his everything set up?
I don't think so.
Have you paid attention? Wow. He's got it set up where it works like a clock and every tip and everything comes through and the way he has it. It's worth looking at for about 10 minutes to see how he has it set up.
Okay, I'll check it out.
It's actually better than anything I've ever seen.
So
and he's got it down. He makes $3,000 or $4,000 a show.
I'm confused how you put a commercial in a live stream. So then the people who watch the ad are no longer live after that?
I think it just must block them and just come back on live.
Yeah, I have to fix some of them. I noticed it does kind of hard to read the RV part, but I'll fix it. All right, I'm letting you go, Harmon. I'm going to talk to people and then I'm going to head out.
Yeah.
Thanks, bud. Later.
Bye.
Next time we'll golf sometime in the future. I'll go to Vegas or something. All right, and he's gone. I'm going to shut down the call on the show. Here, hang up. The call has ended. And where's my balance today? Okay, good. It only costs like 50 cents. All right, we're done with that one. We're good there. And then let me just show you over here. If you guys want, you don't have to, especially if you're with Rokfin already. You wouldn't need this, but let's see if we go browser solo. Yeah. So if you go to any of my videos, so we're going to go here to this one that we're on now. And what's going on here? I lost my screen. There we go. So down here, you'll see the join button. So that is somebody's channel name is What's Your Favorite Jeranism? Jeranism is spelled with a lowercase j, by the way. Only owned brand accounts can be used to join channels on YouTube. Well, okay, I'm trying to show people something. I'm not trying to join. Let's go with a incognito window so that we can. Oh, Dave Weiss is a member. Dave, thank you. Dave Hinkle's a member. Thank you, Dave. Leave site changes. Well, leave what site? Okay. Why can't I get? Didn't I do incognito window? New incognito window. There we go. Let's put that one over here. Let's see if we can get to the YouTube from there just to show you how it works. All right, now we're going to try YouTube. Oops, I spelled it wrong. YouTube, and are we good here?
Ever notice that some people have all the right moves and
knock it off? All right, so we're going to YouTube, and then we're just going to search Jeranism. You can actually find my channel. There you go. And then you get access to. Okay, so you go join here. You can do it from the video. So if we're here on the video, all right, now we're gonna try. Not talk to myself. Do you get join? Want to join? Sign in. Boy, I can't even show people how to join because I'm not allowed to do it if I'm signed in. And if I'm signed in, it won't let me do it from my own account. That makes a lot of sense. Anyway, you can do it yourself. You hit join. It brings up a little box. It tells you what the things that you get, the perks, which are going to be. I'm going to try and do a monthly members only stream, but it will also be for Rokfin people. So Rokfin will see it. So that's why nobody on YouTube is getting anything extra. And then on probably my Friday shows, so tomorrow's show, I probably won't do it tomorrow, maybe the next Friday, is it will be a members only chat on the Jeranism show so that I can put it on screen and not have to worry about it. And then the other thing is, I can answer comments because you can actually go into YouTube's back room and separate things so that only comments from channel members show up. And that'll be fun. I'll have no problem answering those. Pretty sure people can figure out it as well. I do agree. Yes. I don't remember if I'm a member. It looks like you are. Somebody else, Jay's a member. Joe Mama in the house is a member. You guys are awesome. It's $4.99 a month. And you get a little badge. You'll see next to Crystal. So Crystal's coming up here in the chat. Crystal Luna. She's got that little badge. I'm going to change those badges because you can't read those. I don't know if they'll just be little colors, but basically it just coincides with how long you've been a member. So I believe you, this one says new member, and then there's different, 1, 2, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, but I'll have to change those little pictures because you can't even read those. And then you get a list of special emojis. And I guess that's pretty much it for now if anybody's got any other ideas. But the hard part for me is I can never do it and not understand how I was going to not penalize Rokfin people for it. But I figured it out the other day in my head. I said, well, the comments thing doesn't affect people at Rokfin. The member-only chat doesn't affect people at Rokfin. They're already on the screen when they chat. And the members-only videos, I can still show that on Rokfin live. So we should be good to go. All right. I believe that's it. I don't need to do anything else tonight. I do want it for the last time because I really liking this song and I know I'm playing it too much. But we'll go one more time with the Samson song on our way out of here since I don't get copyrights for that. All right. And I remind you guys I'll be here tomorrow at noon for the Jeranism show. Should be fun. And after that, Saturday, I've got consultations, Sunday, Glowbusters, and we'll do it all again. You can pretty much look for me guaranteed right now, at least Wednesdays, somewhere between 3 and 6 Pacific. Fridays, we're going to try and go noon Pacific. Wait, that my days got wrong. Wednesdays, somewhere between 3 and 6 p.m. Thursdays, 6 p.m. for Speaker's Corner. And Fridays, noon for the Jeranism show. And then Sundays with Glowbusters. So I'm here. And then we've got more Jeranism Does coming as soon as we get the intro done with that. And I got to ask you guys, too, what some other ideas you have. Some things I enjoyed doing, some things I didn't, some things I noticed people will always do. If you ever go into a grocery store and you ask somebody to buy you a water when it's hot, everybody says yes. Just, I don't think I got one person say no. Jaron, you should have Made by Jim Bob on. I would love to. I love watching his stuff, and he makes me jealous. So I don't like anybody who knows how to do impressions. So that's why he's on my shit list. Miss got divorced and completely left the FE community. It's good to see someone. I'm surprised to have gotten this notification. What? Miss got divorced? I don't know what that is. Sorry, shouldn't have read that. Yeah, Jim Bob would be a good guest. I agree. All right, great show. Thank you. Much love, Chicago artist. Chicago artist, your stuff still back there? Oh, it's over there. Don't get scared. It's here. I swear. Oh, you can't see. Not on the screen. All right, that's it, guys. Let's listen to Samson on the way out. Actually, I'm gonna have to get rid of this one, and I'll bring that up 1 second. We got all that done. Don't turn that on. All right. And let me know in the comments if you like the phones. If I should keep that. It does cost me a little bit of money, I guess. Doug paid for the. Doug, thank you very much for funding the phone calls for today's show. Do appreciate that greatly. And what is Dearth writing? This might be Alex Stein most insane. Oh yeah, I want to see this. Okay. Remote viewing. Did it work? It was pretty crazy what they drew, because it did kind of have something to do with what I did, but we did it wrong. So we have to do it again. We're going to do it 2 weeks from yesterday. Okay. Trivia night, another thing that people want to do. I should try and do that. I just got too much to do. Let's see what's going on with Alex Stein over here. Is this the one where he's dressed up? Yeah, I did see this one. Let's check this out. Can we get some
now, as you are limiting
Alexandria Hayden?
Yes, Alexandria Hayden. Get it right.
Listen, counsel, with the overturning of Roe versus Wade, what is happening now is you are limiting what I can do with my vagina. First of all, you dictated where I could take a number 2. You tried to tell me that, I couldn't go in a woman's restroom. But now you have Governor Abbott saying that I can't have an abortion. I can have an abortion. You have to take your hands off my vagina right now. You do not own my uterus. The uterus is mine. It is a clump of cells in there. We need to take that clump of cells and destroy it like this paper. Just take the clump because it has no life. It has no meaning. That's what is inside my body. But Governor Abbott is trying to get inside here and trying to dictate what you're doing with my body. You don't own my body. Governor Abbott doesn't own my body. I deserve the same access to an abortion. You know that? I know that. I want an abortion now, and I want it right now and then. That's what I want. I want an abortion. You don't control my uterus. You're trying to say I can't get an abortion. That is a crime. I want to the clump of cells in my uterus, and you're trying to stop me. And you know what? I get raped all the time. I'm very sexy. People put some in my drink all the time, and then you don't know what happened to. I deserve safe access.
What is he wearing?
If you're watching this out there in the media, I need your protection. Roe versus Wade, my sister AOC. I love you, AOC. I love you so much. You protested, you got arrested. And I will get arrested with you, AOC, because I love you. You're my queen. You're my queen, Mayor. Oh, I love you, AOC. Please help me kill the babies. I want to just all of these cells inside my body. They're nothing but a clump. A waste of time. You don't dictate it. I get to have control of my body. Having a baby is actual slavery. So I beg you, if you're watching out there, please, we need to change the federal law. I can't get an abortion and my life is ruined. You're trying to make it where I couldn't change the law.
That's your time.
That's it. Let him get an abortion. Let her. I mean.
On aisle 1. Can you take that paper with you? Thank you.
That's actually
I appreciate
it's a clump of cells, actually. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sweet. Oh no. Oh, here we go. I knew it. I knew it.
Pull over. Pull over. Pull over.
I knew it.
I'm gonna read him his rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be held against you in the court of law. You had the right to an attorney. Now turn around, I'm gonna frisk you.
That's baby truther.
I knew it. You guys don't.
Wow, that's baby truther talk.
Relax, all right?
That's baby truther.
Knock it off, RV. We know. Just so everybody knows, that was all fake by Alex Stein. He fakes everything. Obviously, you can't go in front of a school board or in city council and just talk like that. They're not going to let you stand there for 2 minutes like they do everybody else who ever goes there and does that. Come on, guys. I mean, it's ridiculous. No brainer. He's him and AOC. They got together. They talked. They decided to do something that made AOC look like a piece of shit. Yeah, it's just a kind of, that's where all the truth comes from. RV, what are you gonna do? His main moderator, Admarina or whatever, she'll take care of you. Anyway, that was Alex Stein again. The guy is too funny, and he is doing, what do they call it? Culture jamming, right? Culture jamming, I believe. So anyway, be careful. Don't do anything that's going to cause RV to flip out. And it happens often. All right. Okay, let's head out, guys. It's been fun. Like I said, we're going to listen to Samson on the way out of here. Oh, here, you don't want to look at that screen, do you? But you also don't want to look at this either. I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. But let's get this song up here real quick, and we'll be good to go. And then we'll be out of here while I clean up the desk area. Where do you go? I never can find my damn playlists. Why don't I ever find them? Where are playlists? Playlist. Here we go. Playlists. I find it. And I need the music one. Yes, music. And we want... Didn't I add it on here? There it is. All right, we're going to listen to a song by Samson real quick. See you guys soon. Do your own research. When you do, you'll never again believe all the bullshit you've been taught. Till next time. Till tomorrow at noon. This has been Jeranism. Oops, you know what? I didn't do something, though. I got to check on Rokfin. Did I get any? I did. Let me read my tips real quick at Rokfin before I forget. And thank you very much, Doug, for the $9.99 super chat. Very appreciated. Very appreciated. We've got Corey Wright, donated $5. Thank you very much over at Rokfin. We've got Loving Truth, who donated $5 over at Rokfin. Thank you very much. And Harmon. None of you guys said anything. Remember, that's your opportunity to say something like, Jaron, I hate you, can't stand you for this reason or that reason. Or I love you for these 10 reasons. One of those things probably is true. All right. We are heading out. Here's the song, and much love. See you soon. Do your own research. When you do, you'll never again believe all the bullshit you've been taught. Till next time, this has been Jeranism, and peace.
Every night before I go to sleep, I speak to the man that rules above. He helps get me through these trying times. He guides my way and gets me through the mud. As a mortal man, I put my life in your hands, cause I know you'll do everything to steer me straight. And because of that, a lot of people tell me that I'm wrong, and they act like they're right, but it's clear they ain't. They smear your name, but I fear your reign. Some folks don't know how much you sacrificed, and when judgment day comes, they're gonna be sorry, cause they're all gonna have to pay a massive price. But I won't, cause I live for you. No matter how many of my peers doubt me, every breath I take and every step I make is in your name. That'll never change. Dear Fauci, Easter is coming up. Do you think that I could spend it with my loved ones? Maybe open up the window, let the wind blow. Maybe circulate the air, mix it up some. No, I was kidding too. It's just a little joke. I would never disapprove. I already put the chair 6 feet apart and cut a little hole in my mask big enough to get my spoon through. Yup, yes, my lord. Vaccine cards are gonna get checked at the door. I don't care if my brother, my father, my mother doesn't have it. If they don't, they can go next door. They're not welcome at my table. I don't care if you've already had it. There ain't nothing you can tell me. This is fatal. I ain't buying into the junk that Trump sold you chumps. Fuck your narrative. I'm not gonna help you with your fable. I'm trying to keep my health stable. They don't even have their booster shots. They're my family and I love them to death, but they're gonna kill me if I let them in. Should I do it or not? And my friend keeps trying to convince me that he's fine cause he's been vaccinated, but it isn't the same. He only got 2 shots. That was 6 months ago. You gotta get 3. Now the definition has changed. He better stop bitching cause he might need 4. Maybe every quarter of the year there might be more. Why would you ask questions at a time like this? I mean, I could loot a Nike store. Always talking about natural immunity, vitamin C and capsules of glutamine, water and exercise, going to the gym and eating healthy, zinc and potassium. Ooh-wee. He probably loves Joe Rogan, and that's why his views are inapt. I mean, fucking immune systems? How stupid is that? When have we ever relied on those? Yeah, exactly, I don't know. What, before 2020? Don't be a dummy, you know that was such a long time ago. This is more than the flu, misfortune and doom. This is apples and oranges, a fork and a spoon. Just 2 different things that you can't even compare. And if you wanna go there, you're a moron if you do. Idiot, probably doesn't watch the news. He probably does his own research. He's a doctor too, thinks critically, informs an opinion to the best of his advantage. I mean, I can't even talk to you. Have you not seen the SNL skits? Rest in hell. Piece of shit, don't even go there. I know you've heard the songs with Stephen Colbert. I know you've seen all of those vaccine musicals on the late night shows. How could you not? And if you don't believe those, I don't think that's what Fauci would want, huh? Nah, fuck the AIDS pandemic. That was way back in the 80s, man, forget it. I don't care that you got everything wrong back then, too. This is like way damn different. I'm willing to give you a second chance and a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Man, I don't like to get into the technical shit. Just tell me how many more injections to get. Gain of function. That's just Republicans saying some dumb shit. I don't count that, fuck it. It's not about how many mistakes you make. It's when you make a mistake and how you bounce back from it. And you're real fucking good at that. There's so many things that have come to light. You could probably do something horrible like kill a dog and nobody would even... Oh, right. I don't mind if you butchered beagles. You can murder my grandma. I wouldn't look at it as evil as long as one of them doesn't do it with their careless actions. Maskless, ruthless people. trouble. It's like folks don't believe in you anymore. All the faith and the trust is gone. I don't care that you put hounds 6 feet deep in the ground. I always root for the underdog. Alright, I'm done fucking around. Insanity is doing the same thing again and again and then expecting a different result. That's not the exact definition of the word. It was Einstein's, but it makes sense, so it holds. Look, if I was your fitness coach and I was giving you routines to get to your goals, but you kept getting fatter and you weren't getting thinner, would you keep paying for me to assist you? No. Or better yet, what if I was your physician and you came to me with a sickness and I'm supposed to fix it and I gave you a bunch of prescriptions and they didn't work over the course of 2 years? Would you find someone different? I think there's a good chance you would, and if you wouldn't, guess what? It's your choice, and that's the good thing about living in America, at least until now, you had a voice. This has been a pain in the ass for everybody. It's really been a bitch from the start, but how many times you gotta get fucked before you realize they don't have your best interests at heart?